Hi friends, I am Prairie Vintage Jewelry. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you, the beautiful viewer, and I'm super excited to do today's reading. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you like what you see and this reading resonates, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button for that to help the channel grow, and you get to see more readings like this. And for those of you guys returning, thank you so much. I am so grateful and so blessed for you coming back. We will be doing a Celtic cross, and we will be taking a look at your current situation, the energy around you, everything about you right now as it sits energetically. And we'll be taking a look at the subconscious, any sort of coming in energies, any sort of energies exiting, and then of course, how you see yourself, your environment, hopes, fears, and then outcome card in regards to your current state of energy. All right, so 3 options to choose from today. We have the rose quartz, beautiful rose quartz. We have the garnerite. And we have the white jasper. All right, so feel free to pause the video. You will most likely be drawn to one of these crystals, and that will house the bulk of your energy. If you're drawn to more than one, it could very well be different aspects in regards to your energy. Could be different aspects of the situation in which you're dealing with, or just different situations that you're currently going through or juggling. But we will ask Spirit to go in depth around your current situation, or the one that you need to hear the most at this time, and how to navigate through that. So 1, 2, 3, the picks will be in the description box below. The timestamps will also be in the pinned comment, so you can select your pick. Feel free to take your time, and yeah, whichever one you're intuitively called towards will most likely have your beautiful message. I will see you there. Bye. Hello, pile number 1 pick. You picked the beautiful rose quartz crystal. Absolutely beautiful. Rose quartz is all about love, self-love, and I absolutely love that crystal. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a Celtic Cross Spread, and we'll be asking Spirit to take a look at your current situation, all about you, and we will see if there's anything maybe in the subconscious that you're not aware of, any sort of thoughts that you might not be bringing to your conscious awareness, or anything else that Spirit wants to communicate to you that you need to hear right now. So thank you so much for joining me today. Can't wait to get into this reading. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 1. Thank you so much. And I am actually going to ring the bell, so you might want to mute your volume because there's some energy attached to these cards. So just mute your volume. Sometimes stagnant energies sit on the cards from the last reading, and we want to get an accurate reading here for you guys. All right, Spirit, clear and concise for beautiful pile number 1. Thank you so much, pile number 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you, and for joining me today. I'm so grateful and so blessed. All right, Spirit, overall for pile number 1, what is the overall energy with pile number 1? Overall for pile number 1. So we have your overall and we have your crossing as well. Is this crossing, Spirit? Yes. Okay. We have justice, reverse or upright. Spirit said to leave them as they come out. So I will be reading them as they're coming out, and any sort of intuitive hits I get along the way will make sure to capture that. So we have justice in the reverse for your overall. Your crossing card here is the Knight of Pentacles. So in your subconscious, or what grounds you here, Spirit, what grounds pile number 1? What is beneath them? We have the 8 of Pentacles. What is behind them? Feeling this one here. We have the 9 of Wands. What crowns them? Feeling this one here. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Immediate future. Energies, immediate future. Immediate future. I heard Spirit say big shift happening right now. So immediate future, we have the 2 of Cups in the immediate future. Beautiful. Distant future, we have the King of Pentacles, and sees self. In the sees self energy, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Sees environments. Sees environments, we have the Hermit, and hopes and fears. Hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then outcome card, I'm feeling this one here, which is the Page of Wands, and then bottom of the deck energy, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Let me just make sure I'm all in frame. All right, now before you guys click away because you saw the 5 of Pentacles, stick around because the energy I'm getting is actually pretty good, but let's take a look. So generally, the bottom of the deck kind of gives the overall flavor of the reading here and how everything kind of ties back to that, that energy. And the 5 of Pentacles is not a positive energy. I mean, the 5 of Pentacles is where we feel like we're left out in the cold. We might feel abandoned. We might not have what it is that we want. We might be trying to... we might just be taking a look at a situation here in which we got the short end of the deal, or that we're unable to make something happen here. But the truth of the 5 of Pentacles is that sometimes we could be stuck in an energy where we're not seeing that there's other potentials, other energy that might want to come in, or that we are able to embrace that will pull us out of this kind of mind state or this state. 5 of Pentacles can also be literal, like we're having a tough time, you know, attaining wealth, or we could be struggling financially. It is like a time of lack here, but of course our own energy determines what it is that we're bringing into our being. So in this card here, the After Tarot, we have the 2 beggars here, and they're taking a look at this passerby woman who looks like she has, you know, a bag of stuff here, and the look on this lady's face, as she looks at this person, is kind of almost giving her an idea, or at least she kind of has a hint of awareness that she can go either talk to this lady to share her wealth, although I don't feel this lady is wealthy either, or this lady just up and left this group and she is now going to find her salvation. So when I heard Spirit say there's a big shift, I feel like your perception of something overall that's been weighing heavily on you is making you feel really horrible, making you feel like shit, making you feel left out, making you feel like lack. That's a real situation, okay? Some of you guys might have lost your job. Some of you guys might have been left out in the cold from someone else's life. Maybe some of you guys just feel like things aren't really working. But I feel like you're now kind of trying to or seeing things from a way of, I can't be in this state any longer, or there has to be a way for me to find something here that's going to bring me the pleasure it is that I seek, or I will find a different type of pleasure here because I'm no longer wanting to stay out in the cold. So that's kind of the energy I'm feeling. I'm feeling the shift. I'm feeling you wanting to get out of the Five of Pentacles energy, and kind of maybe you don't have any idea how, but you know that you no longer want to be feeling like this. I mean, nobody really wants to stay in that, but rather than reviewing it over and over and maybe thinking you're helpless or the situation is kind of playing out in your mind or there's nothing to be done here, you're now kind of thinking about what it is that you can do. Now, for some of you guys, it could be what it is you can do in this situation. You're getting an aha idea light bulb moment, or for others of you guys, you're abandoning that whole thing, I guess, that caused you to feel left out in the cold, and now you're kind of looking to maybe something new or getting a touch of inspiration, or at least you're kind of trying to come up with something different to pull you out of that state, because I do feel like you guys are really tired of being there for some time. Okay. I'm also feeling that this could impact or touch other people here as well, at least one other person who could also be feeling in that state. So if you lost your job, maybe you have a partner here that's feeling the effects of that, or if you're in a relationship in which things aren't going very well, your other half or your person is also experiencing some sort of Five of Pentacles moment here, okay? But I do feel like you are kind of seeing the light or starting to think of things a little differently. Now, we'll see how this kind of ties all into this, but your overall energy, the overall card here is this Justice in reverse. So this is, let's get signs kind of out of the way, so you guys can know if this is your pile or not. I mean, aside from the energy I'm describing, because signs aren't always an indicator, but if you do have these placements in your birth chart or that energy's around you by other people, then this might be confirmation. We have heavy Libra energy here, and we do have a lot of Earth, which is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here. Virgo again, so heavy Virgo presence, and then I mean, there's quite a bit of wands. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could certainly be supporting type energies, but predominantly Libra, Virgo, and then we have Taurus and Capricorn, okay? So overall energy with the Justice in reverse, I feel like this blends into this energy because whatever happened, I feel was unjust. It was something that didn't really go as it probably should have went. So if you were, let's say, dedicating your time, your energy, your effort towards a job or a relationship or building a home or something here, and then let's say all of a sudden you got fired, or let's say all of a sudden this person just abandoned ship for no reason and nothing really went wrong, or all of a sudden your bosses, you're let go, you know, or you're the house you were working on, it just, you invested a whole bunch and all of a sudden it goes up in flames or something, knock on wood. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but what I'm feeling here is you're not quite understanding, or it didn't quite make sense, the outcome here of whatever you were working on or investing on. It just was unjust. So your overall energy is, what the heck situation am I in? Because I was genuinely showing up here and it just, I got the short end of the deal. Okay, some of you guys could be in a court case or just got some sort of unjust ruling in some sort of way that just didn't make sense. I also heard for some of you guys, you might have received like a fine of sorts, a parking ticket or something like that, where you feel like it wasn't your fault, but that's aside from this whole reading, okay? But something also to accompany this. So it's kind of feeling really the lows of the lows. And if you can see, this kind of beggar looking person looks very similar to the gentleman who's sitting outside this church. I don't know if you could tell with the bandage on his head. So I do feel like I was picking up an energy here with you could very well be involving somebody else, okay? So if you are feeling this from unjust situation in a connection here, the other person might have had a helping hand in why you're feeling the way that you're feeling here with the Justice in reverse. Now, the crossing card here is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a very, very slow moving energy. And this energy, although very dedicated, you know, it moves so slow that sometimes it feels like it's not moving at all. And I feel like the crossing energy being a challenge here is whatever was supposed to get kind of taken off the ground in a practical way either was moving very, very slow, or you felt like it wasn't moving at all. Because in crossing, generally it's kind of read in reverse, or at least it's a challenge. So I don't feel like whatever you're trying to practically ground here or make happen, or an offer that you were maybe expecting to come in here to ground something, to make happen, came in, or at least it just was moving slow. There's something about it not really happening, and this being a challenge, because I do feel like you feel you've done everything you could in a situation here, and it's just out of your hands, out of your control, and that there's a ruling that's already happened, okay? Like this feels like someone's already made some sort of decision, or they acted in some sort of way that was opposite of what I guess you would think would be the just action, okay? So that would explain why you're kind of feeling Five of Pentacles, because you feel like whatever this energy was just did not show up, or whatever was expected did not kind of come to fruition. Now in your subconscious, or I guess what grounds you type energy, and this is either known or unknown. Generally it's read as unknown, but I feel like for spiritual people who are in tune with their subconscious energies, they might be tucking down this part of themselves in full awareness, but it kind of is what drives them subconsciously, like why they're kind of driven to act the way that they're driven. So I do feel like some of you guys might be aware of this, but the part that you might not be aware of is this is kind of what is fueling your energy towards what it is that you're fueling towards. So we have this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles talks about this very similar to the Knight of Pentacles, because these are two very, very dedicated, committed cards. This is putting in the energy, the effort, the into the task at hand in order to get something done. It's somebody showing up. The Knight of Pentacles definitely shows up. It takes a long time, but it's a very solid energy, and Pentacles is the practical side here, okay? So I feel like this in reverse kind of is giving me the same energy as this card in the challenge, because whatever was supposed to be put in here energetically to make something, to build something, to put something together, it just didn't happen here. And a lot of times this could just mean somebody not showing up, okay, because for whatever reason they just don't show up, or they're overqualified and they're not quite putting in the energy because they're just not into it, kind of thing. So I do feel like the energy that's kind of in your subconscious or driving you, I feel like there was a time maybe where you were really involved and putting in your energy, putting in your effort, trying to really, you know, build something here. And the fact that the Three of Pentacles is kind of secluded from all eight, I'm getting heavy Three of Pentacles from this, and the three is you working with a group of people or other energies that are supposed to show up and help build something here. And so potentially you were putting your time, your share, your efforts, but in reverse, maybe, you know, the people who are supposed to show up did not quite show up. There was kind of like an abandoned ship, or I'm no longer putting in my time, my investment here, staying to a task here because, you know, I'm kind of given up, or I abandoned ship here. So that's kind of the state in which you're driving out of, okay? Or at least it's it's the energy that's fueling you here towards why you're feeling energetically in this state, in this situation. So immediately passing here in your past position is this Nine of Wands. So I feel like with the Nine of Wands, it definitely talks about, you know, the wounded warrior who's come a long way and has had a challenge, a struggle, a battle, and then sets up some sort of like protective wall in order to recuperate. And he has one fight left in him for the Ten of Wands, where then he can't just take it anymore. So it's either I'm going to have one last hurrah, one last fight, or I'm going to throw in the towel, okay? But the good thing about the Nine of Wands is we usually feel like we could have just one more attempt, but we're kind of maybe not in the position to fight just yet, so we're recuperating. And in this depiction, you've got two people here. So I always feel like in this depiction, it looks like somebody else again, because we had that somebody else showing up here. Somebody else here who might have been seeping through maybe your boundaries, who maybe you've been, and the fact that that person has the extra wand, it's like this person is adding to your wands, which I know we see 9 here, but I feel like taking this person on or allowing them in kind of almost robs you of, I feel like this robbing feeling, or at least like I feel something from this energy. I'm gonna pull a clarifier here to give us some more, because I'm not sure how to word it, but I feel like you generally with the Nine of Wands, I mean, you want to be alone, you want to reflect, sometimes you just want to protect yourself. I feel like what you were protecting yourself from kind of somehow seeped within your boundary, and then it kind of robbed you of your attempt to do what you needed to do in order to decide to move forward or what you wanted. And I also feel like this could be the 10th wand in some way, which the 10th wand is the straw that broke the camel's back, is how I feel, you know. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like all of these wands represent milestones in the battle. So it's like, you know, you go, you get a wand, you go back to battle, you get another wand, you go back to battle, you get another wand, and eventually, I mean, you keep getting wands until you have 10 of Wands, you can't carry anymore. And in this depiction here, there was kind of like one last attempt, or you were gearing up for something here, and then somehow somebody, and I do feel it's the same energy we're picking up here from, you know, this partnership maybe gone awry, or the person who was kind of unjust or unfair is kind of coming in here and almost acting nonchalant, or like they have no idea. They're a little aloof as to the fact that they're, I don't know, like ruining the plan, or yeah. But I feel like you're not saying anything, or you're not addressing this in some way. So let's get a clarifier here, because I'm curious to see what Spirit wants to clarify about this. Yeah, we have the Six of, I'll keep them like that for now. The Six of Swords in reverse. So Six of Swords, moving away out of troubled times where we're mentally just exhausted, up and down, big battle, mental exhaustion, and then we have to move to solid ground and get away. And you could see we bring our baggage or swords with us to new ground. We might leave some behind, but we bring parts of it with us. But the fact that it's in reverse, it's like not being able to pull away, okay? Pull away from some trouble, pull ourselves out of whatever was challenging here. So that's exactly what I feel from this card. It's like you were behind this wall. Maybe you were trying to make a decision to what was best for you, how you were going to proceed, maybe how you're going to get on this boat, how you were going to, you know, take what it was that you needed and leave behind maybe what you didn't want. But the fact is you didn't go, or maybe you felt like you were pulled back in here. And I do feel like you weren't expecting maybe somebody here to you know, kind of break the boundary, or at least impede your plans. So it kind of kept you in that same state. Now this is passing, okay? So I feel like you're kind of coming out of that energy where I do feel like you wanted to find refuge and somehow you were pulled back in. It's kind of like that, you know, that mafia saying, just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in, is kind of what I'm feeling here. Now, what crowns you, and this is kind of like the, you know, our kind of where we're steering, or with the energy that we've experienced here, we're kind of steering towards or navigating towards something here. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. So the Five of Swords in reverse, I feel, is an energy of, you know, if we lose, or if somebody doesn't show up, or if somebody is cowardly or whatever, we just don't even want to play that game. We don't want the challenge. We don't want to butt heads. We don't want to get in conflict. And we just, you know, leave a situation here in which we put down our swords, and maybe we're dealing with somebody who, you know, what was causing conflict here, whether they were doing it out of spite or they were just being combative here. I feel like you just want to steer out of any combative situation. You want to move away. Again, I do get that sense that you really wanted to move away here with the Six of Swords. You know, steer away from that, because after the Five of Swords, you move into this Six of Swords. But the fact that this is in reverse, you're not quite at the Six of Swords, and you're not quite at the Five of Swords either, because it is in reverse. So you're coming out of that state. I do feel like you're kind of, again, like I said, things are transitioning. There's a shift, because you're coming out of a state where it didn't seem like anything you did, you know, was working. Or again, because Justice in reverse, it seemed like somebody here was maybe being selfish, maybe saying things or doing things in a way that wasn't helping a situation. And now you got, you know, people walking away. They're not wanting to fight. And I feel like you're kind of leaving that confrontation. Although I do feel like you're in kind of this weird transition, because you're not quite on land yet. All right. So what do I see in your immediate future? It kind of jumps. I see this Two of Cups. So immediate for me is within the next 2 weeks. And a Two of Cups here is an equal distribution of love, or an equal distribution of energy between two people, a give and take. It is balanced. And this is the After Tarot, and you see a sweet embrace. So this to me feels like forgiveness, an acceptance, and a recognition here. So I don't know if you're in a state here with somebody who was being kind of maybe, you know, this could even be self-sabotage type card, because they have something to prove, and then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, and they shoot you in the foot in the process. Could be like a conflict about something here. You get into an argument with somebody, because Swords is all about, you know, could be about words, cutting words. And you've tried to take a little bit of a break here, but maybe mentally you weren't able to escape. So you try to put up a wall, and maybe I feel like it's this energy here who's kind of constantly not allowing you to put up boundaries or walls, and you're kind of stuck in this mental anguish. You weren't quite able to break away. So maybe you're replaying the injustices here. And I do feel, because we see the Five of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck, that the predominant energy is us looking at a situation that was unjust, or where we feel we were left out in the cold. So I do feel like you're mentally, or were, because it's passing, in a place where you couldn't escape from. But I do see here, I mean, couldn't escape is arbitrary, or what's the word? Yeah, like you definitely could escape, but you weren't allowing yourself to escape in some way. I see the Two of Cups. I do see here like an energy space. So I don't know why we jump straight to this Two of Cups. So what I want to do, and we see these Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck now, which is soulmate energy, but in the reverse here, it is us really not being able to move on from the past, or we're replaying memory over and over. We're held back by something in the past. I do feel that, like the Six of Swords, something's holding us back here. I do feel like it is somebody, right? Somebody, this person, this whatever, the situation here is really has you by the emotions, has you by the heart. This is also my soulmates card, and it is also reconciliation, which I do feel a heavy reconciliation here, although I don't always read the Two of Cups as reconciliation, but that's the feeling I'm getting. So I want to see how we jump from this to that. Like, I really want to see the space in between this Five of Swords type energy to how we get, you know, to this Two of Cups. So I'm getting for some of you guys, okay, if you guys were showing up combative, so I never really figured it this way, but if you're showing up combative, or there was something that was a challenge here, so you want to argue about it, or you want to make your point about it, or you want to bring it to the surface here, you're kind of abandoning all that, and maybe you're coming forward saying, you know what, I feel love here, I want to not be combative, I want to put that aside, and I'm just going to accept emotionally, you know, what's going on between me and this person here, and then I feel like there is this forgiveness, okay? But if you're not the one that was, I don't know, behaving in the Five of Swords, I don't know, maybe you just kind of put down your armor and you just kind of allow there to be a peace between you guys. But in between energy here, we have this Five of Wands. It was coming in reverse as well. The Five of Wands in traditional tarot is, you know, a whole bunch of flurry. It's conflict, competition, people aren't agreeing. It's kind of the same types of energies as the Five of Swords, but not as painful. The Five of Wands could just be like, yeah, like just like conflict, not agreeing, you know, minor arguments. But this depiction, these guys, this is the after tarot. They're all sitting down. So it's like they had their conflict and then they're all kind of just maintaining their position, but there's a stillness here. And the fact that it is reverse, I feel like there was a flurry. It was probably quite intense here. And then you guys might have been conflicted about it and remained in your position. But now I feel like energies are wanting to come out of this conflict. They're not wanting to be in the conflict anymore. At least your energy here, because that's what I'm feeling. But let me pull another card here, Spirit. Can we see in between the Six of Swords in reverse to the Two of Cups? What is the energy here for pile number one? Why is the Five of Wands in reverse here? The Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. So we have heavy earth energy, guys, Virgo specifically, but Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. For the bulk of you guys, I am feeling this is a relationship, and generally with my readings, in the nature of my readings, most of them having to do with a relationship. I feel that is what is going on here. Although if you are resonating with a work situation, because Pentacles definitely could be our financial wealth, have to do with a practical thing that we're dealing with. This is certainly a work card. Then it could be a situation that was kind of keeping us there, you know, like we, yeah, like we tried to get out. We were mentally unhappy, but somehow they roped us back in to staying there or to working there, okay? But slow to no pay, and maybe we weren't getting paid enough here, and we weren't, you know, we didn't know how to pull ourselves out. And then there's this give and take, which I feel is either your employment being a little bit more emotionally satisfied, or your employer seeing your value and giving you appreciation in some way that kind of balances things out. Now, if you're not feeling the work thing here, which I don't, that's probably for like 1% of you guys who's new to this channel, or 2%. I feel like the bulk of you guys, there's your counterpart person, could very well be your husband, because this is husband and wife, okay? If it's not your husband or your wife, then it is someone you would deem as your counterpart. And I feel like this, clarifying what I had asked Spirit with the Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody who is not showing up in their caring motherly energy. This is somebody who is, you know, more concerned about her own self, somebody who is focusing on her own wealth, somebody who is yeah, not taking care of everyone around her. She might be a little bit self-focused and focused on her wealth, focused on her abundance, but it could seem quite cold here. So what I feel is going on here is I feel the energy, like I said, you getting maybe some sort of shift in perspective here, where you recognize things were unjust, you could have put some sort of boundary here. You were, you know, planning maybe some sort of great escape because you didn't want to be in a state of Five of Swords. Lots of conflict here in which I feel the energy kind of got quiet. You start to focus on self. You start to pull away any sort of energy. And I love how this card shows the Queen of Pentacles looking at her own reflection in the Pentacle. So I feel like she's asking herself, what can I do in a practical way that's going to allow me to get the abundance that I want? Because I do feel like what she wanted here, okay, and I say she, you could be resonating with Divine Masculine, but I'm going to read the cards as I see them here, but I feel like what she wanted was something practical, wanted something here to make something happen, take something off the ground that was moving very, very slow, and maybe it was supposed to be offered to her, or she felt like it was something that was supposed to happen that just never did. It was unjust. So now she's looking at, how can I bring that in for myself? How can I get out of the cold? I really want to hang on to something here that is what I want. So I'm going to have to kind of go out and see how I could bring it in for myself. The hair at the bottom here also gives me that whole time thing, because the hair is quite fast, okay, and the Knight of Pentacles is very slow. So I feel like with this card is she wants something that is able to be more abundant quickly. So she's looking at, you know, how can I speed things up here for myself, because I want to, you know, make something happen for myself. So I feel this is the energy when things go a little quiet that you're encompassing here. Although in the immediate future, I do see some sort of a Two of Cups, which is, I'm getting heavy reconciliation with the embrace, but I'm going to pull a clarifier here to see what this Two of Cups is about. So what's this Two of Cups about in the immediate future? Again, immediate future for me is about 2 weeks. So let's see, what can we get a clarifier for the Two of Cups for pile number 1? We have, yeah, the Three of Swords, and it is in reverse. And look at this beautiful Three of Swords. We have the bandages holding the heart together. It is on the mend. You know, and from a stormy situation where we were heartbroken, I feel with the Three of Swords, it is also an energy of being separated from the one we love that causes us heart pain. We're sad. We, you know, our heart is heavy because we're separated from somebody that we love. In the reverse, it is on the mend. The heart isn't as badly broken as it might have been at one point, and it is getting stronger every day. So I feel like this is definitely confirming here that we're healing our heart by showing up in a way here that allows us to, yeah, like forgive. It allows us to heal ourselves by, you know, forgiving somebody here. This is really what I'm feeling by this, or we're no longer being separated from the one we love here. And I feel this beautiful closeness. Now, some of you guys might be in a situation here with a third party, I hear. Not for all of you guys, okay? I do see only 2 people here, so it might be that you're going from a situation where there was third party and you're feeling like you're kind of in a closeness here with your person here, or there's some sort of a forgiveness. I do feel like a relief here, okay? A relief of heart, which I feel is beautiful. So now let's take a look at your more distant future with the King of Pentacles. So distant for me energetically would be about 3 months, okay? It could be a month to 3 months. And King of Pentacles is a beautiful energy because it's all about commitment. It's all about stability. It's this father energy that's able to provide, that's able to be reliable, very solid, dependable, provides abundance. Very solid energy here. So I want to see why we have the King of Pentacles here. Again, that's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Spirit, can we get a card clarifying what is this about? Also, the progression from the Knight of Pentacles we go into the Queen of Pentacles, and from the Queen of Pentacles, we go into the King of Pentacles. So for those of you guys resonating with a job situation or a situation that you're practically trying to make something happen here, I do feel like that, you know, whatever wasn't working here, where you felt the challenge, you're able to pull through this by shifting your perception here. You go and you shift how you're seeing things to go after what it is that you want. And eventually you get to this King of Pentacles, which I feel is exactly what it was that you had wanted, that wasn't moving or going very slow. And I do see the succession of that, which is, again, why I was hearing from Spirit there's a shift, okay? Because the shift in perception is what allows things to flow, but still you have that succession from the Knight to the Queen to the King. So I do feel this is your energy in getting what you want. Now, for those of you guys who are resonating with a partner here, it could very well be that whatever partner was in this Knight of Pentacles, non-moving energy, embraces this King of Pentacles. But I'm not sure if you embrace it or they embrace it. So let's pull a card here, getting a clarifier. What's with this King of Pentacles? Yeah, this is the Six of Cups, and it's showing up again in reverse. So I feel like there's an energy here that feels very close to home. Okay, this is the feeling I'm getting from this card. It's like, I can't let go, you know, I can't let go of my soulmate. I can't let go of my person. I can't let go of someone who makes me feel so safe, feels like home. I have separation anxiety. I need to mend my heart. I don't want to let go because this is hanging on to, you know, a past person, a past situation, not moving away from someone that gives you comfort, and kind of being stuck in that type of an energy. Now, I don't feel this energy is always that great, because it could be that we're really hung up on past and we're unable to really move away. So I feel like somebody is really, yeah, like in their solid position in how they're sitting here with this, with their emotions here in this connection. But I feel like it's still in the past. I don't know that there is, you know, that there is forward movement. So you might find yourself, if you're resonating here, still thinking about or being committed to a situation here that gave you, you know, past memories, that is making you nostalgic, that's, you know, you're thinking about this as kind of your sweetheart that you're unable to kind of move from. I'm pull one more card here to clarify both of these. And yeah, I'm feeling heavy soulmate type vibes here, or at least the soul recognition in this partnership. So why do we have the King of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, Spirit? What is this energy here? Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I see. New beginning in grounding something here with the Ace of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is holding that pentacle, right? The Knight of Pentacles was holding that pentacle as well. And what was a challenge, you, because this is in your Celtic Cross here, are really looking at things differently and how you can, you know, bring in that one pentacle that wasn't coming in justly. It wasn't coming in from how it was supposed to, because it was slow moving. So you started to really, you know, focus and shift in a different way here. But I feel like in the distant future, you have now this King of Pentacles with coming in with this offering here of this Ace of Pentacle. And I feel like this king is coming in because this king can't move on from how they emotionally feel tied to you, how there's this soul bond recognition. They're unable to emotionally disconnect themselves. Maybe the heart, you know, was broken quite bad here, and they're wanting to find some refuge from being stuck in the past, because this is unable to move on. This is stuck in the past. Okay, and so I feel like this triggers a cascade of this person wanting a new beginning in, again, what didn't happen here. Now, this is a seed. This is this person moving very slowly with this seed. So, you know, where does this go? Does this enter into a cycle here again where now the Knight of Pentacles needs to move forward to offer the seed? Although I don't see the Knight here, I now see the King. So it could be a pretty solid offer from a King, not a Knight. Although this King of Pentacles, I don't feel he moves at all. I feel like the King of Pentacles just holds this hope, you know, is stable, but is not unbudging almost. So I don't feel he budges. So he may want a new beginning, he may plan for a new beginning, he may talk about a new beginning, and he's reminiscing, and this is also non-movement because we're stuck in the past. We want this, we want this. Now, I see in this after tarot, you know, he's handing this this bug that looks like a scarab beetle here, and in traditional tarot, the pentacles in the hand where it's being offered. So I feel like part of me feels like this energy I'm feeling, and I don't feel like it's your energy here, is somebody is wanting this connection with you because it reminds them of home. It makes them feel safe. You're their soul person. They're unbudging, and whatever they're offering you is not reflective of, again, what it is that was supposed to be. I say supposed to be, or what it is this offering to ground something here. It's kind of on the floor, so I don't know what they're really offering you here from this solid position. Okay, so not quite sure where that's all going to go. We might be able to pull more cards in a bit, but let's carry on with the rest of the reading here. So in your C's self, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So I do feel like in this energy, this is kind of how we're viewing ourselves in this situation. And the fact that we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, it's like the Knight of Cups is us wearing our heart on our sleeve and offering a cup of love and being so wrapped up in loving emotions. Our head's in the clouds. We're coming from a place of love, and we're overridden with emotion, and we're, you know, romantic. But in reverse, it's like we're no longer interested in showing up emotionally. We're kind of blocked, or we're no longer wanting to move forward to offer a cup. So I do feel like, again, the perception here was maybe, you know, you were showing up and in this way trying to build something here. So I feel like emotions might have got stunted, or you're no longer moving forward with your Knight of Cup because maybe this Knight of Pentacles wasn't offering grounding anything, or was not moving. So emotionally, I feel like you've been removed, or at least no longer moving in that direction, and kind of blocking yourself from feeling moving forward. Now, in your environment, or C's environment, here we have the Hermit, and this is also non-movement, really. So non-movement, non-movement, non-movement. So I feel like the period of really non-movement, even the people in the Five of Wands are kind of still. This card's really busy, and look how still it is. So I feel like you're going through a very still period of time. Okay, nothing's happening here, but you're unable to move away. And you're kind of contemplating, because even here she's like reflecting on what she can do, reflecting on how she could plant her seed, but nothing's really done. There's no real action until we get into 2 weeks, where I feel a reconciliation, where I feel a give and take, where I feel it helps heal, you know. And then in 3 months from now, or a month from now, I feel like there's someone solid here reminiscing in the past, and again wanting a new beginning, but I'm not sure that they're knowing how to go about the new beginning. Your energy, Knight of Cups reverse, and then you kind of seeing this, your environment here with the Hermit is potentially how you're viewing maybe this person. Like you're viewing this person as someone maybe who's healing, maybe somebody who's removed, maybe somebody going through some sort of quiet period where they're reflecting and they're examining their, you know, their inner shadows, and they're just quiet, they're removed. Yeah, this is like withdrawn. Okay, so maybe you feel like the energies around you were really withdrawn. Maybe you know that something's happening here, as far as, you know, when there's the Hermit, it's somebody retreating within to really look at what it is that they want. So maybe you feel like this is a much needed pause in order for the environment to change, for the energy to change. You could very well be removing your emotions out of a situation because you want there to be kind of a pause in which people are able to reflect, maybe do whatever healing. And the Hermit here holds this lantern with the stars. So I feel like despite there being a pause, despite there being this withdrawal, or this I almost feel like people are going into their energetic caves to review. I feel like there's always a hanging on to the star. The star is a wish come true. The star, I think, is, the connection here, because I do feel like this energy is unable to break away from how they emotionally feel connected to you in this situation. And they hang on to that despite what's going on or how removed or what they're doing here. They're still hanging on to that star as a wish for the future, or keeping an eye on that star. And I feel like this energy here in your environment has some sort of dark side, or some sort of wild dark side, or something here that needs to be looked at. So there is a lot of healing going on. Now, for hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So hopes and fears, I mean, those are two different things here. So usually when I read this, it's like, what sort of energy am I getting here? And I feel like your desire is to be inspired. You want to have a new beginning and be inspired and be full of enthusiasm and move forward. But the fact that it is in reverse, it's like, maybe your big fear is kicking in here. Like, I can't be inspired to have a new beginning. I don't feel like things are in a place where I'm all happy and fired up about it, because, I'm not feeling it right now. Like, maybe I wasn't getting what it was I wanted. I feel like maybe energies are withdrawn and removed, and I'm just not feeling it so much, right? Because Ace of Wands in reverse is like, we're not able to really be fired up or inspired to move towards something. Same energy I was getting here with this Ace of Pentacles. It's like wanting a new beginning, but we're offering this scarab beetle, which I don't really know the significance here. You guys might want to Google what the scarab beetle is. Let me see if I can look here, my little chart. Closest thing I see here to scarab beetle, I don't know. I mean, I see a spider here, but spider isn't really giving me the same energy. The spider, I mean, it is an insect. It says ingenuity and creativity. We have a ladybug, which might be a little closer to that. That's luck and protection. I'm not quite sure. I do feel protection. I also feel like the scarab beetle, don't they make those balls of dung? Like, they take the poop, the dung, and they roll them and they roll them. I think somebody is trying to... Yeah, I feel like somebody here might be trying to make the most out of the crappy situation, or pick up broken pieces here in order to, I don't know, build something here. But I feel like, I don't know. I was gonna say this person might be full of shit. I don't know. I honestly don't know what this means, but I get that energy that instead of offering this pentacle, we're offering a scarab beetle. Now look at this with the wand. Instead of the hand holding the wand, being inspired here, the hand holds this this lizard, okay, or this salamander. And a salamander is passion and agility. So yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, that's what the wand is really too, passion. So I don't know what this is giving me, but I do feel as though this in reverse, maybe whatever it is here that you're really desiring here is kind of blocked or not quite there yet. Do see the castle in the distance here as well. So maybe just your desire to kind of be inspired to move towards something here is just kind of thwarted. Your overall energy here with the outcome, with the outcome energy here, we have this Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands for me is very similar to the Ace of Wands, but it's upright. Because what this is somebody inspired to go on an adventure here, and it's communications, it's word of travel, it's opportunity, somebody who feels an opportunity and wants to take that action. So the fact that we have this in your hopes and fears, okay, Spirit is hitting me with a download. So I think what you're fearing And what you're wanting is like, you want to be able to have that inspiration and that opportunity and that fire. And there's a fear that it might not come, or that breakthrough and that new beginning doesn't happen, but your outcome is showing that it does. I feel like here, you know, whatever communications happen in order to ignite that do happen, because pages are all about communication. Although with this card, take a look at this. It looks to me like, you know, this person wants to explore and is leaving some sort of situation here behind. For those of you guys who are resonating with a third party, could certainly be that the energy abandons some sort of a third party, some sort of a, again, this type of you know, hometown, this type of a being stuck in the past, or a family situation that we can't break free from. I do feel like this person walks away from that. Okay, they break away from that. So if your person isn't in a third party romantic relationship, it could be whatever's holding them back. Okay, and I do feel like they're held back by some sort of memory here, because this could be this relationship, but it could also mean their inability to break away from something here that feels like home, feels like their security, feels like you know, their what they know, how to be comfort, what they know, their comfort zone. They're unable to move from that. So this outcome here, I feel your person breaks away from that in order to have this new beginning. They don't look very happy about it, though, although this card is supposed to be about, you know, being inspired and excited about something new. So I feel it is twofold. I don't feel like your person, again, this is the after tarot, so maybe initially they might have been very excited, and then as they kind of step forward, they're like maybe thinking about it and having second thoughts, because I feel like there's a real attachment here to something in the past that may have been holding them back from offering some sort of pentacle. Maybe they have other commitments here, because I mean, this is the committed father card, that could have commitments to a family, could have commitments, you know, that they're held or bound to. And yeah, but to me, with this outcome, you know, it is somebody chasing up on an opportunity, and also could be traveling. So they could certainly be traveling towards you. Now I'm going to pull a clarifier here for this Ace of Wands and for the Page of Wands, because I'm not quite sure how to intuitively interpret what's going on here. So for the Ace of Wands in reverse and your hopes and fears, can we get a clarifier, Spirit? Why is this here? We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I feel like you guys here might have been scorned. And I feel like the biggest challenge was this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So whatever was supposed to be offered, whatever was supposed to ground, whatever was supposed to come forward, did not. It was moving too slow. Maybe it wasn't moving at all. So the fear here is that there's a situation that may start over that you really want to happen here, but you're feeling like, is it going to be a balance, give and take? Is this going to be a situation that I'm, you know, putting into and investing, but I'm not receiving anything out of it? Is it going to be an equal distribution? So I think that's the concern here, is you don't want to be, you know, in a situation that you're, again, maybe feeling where you were in the beginning, because in your subconscious here, this is somebody who is putting in the time, the energy, the effort. This is somebody who is on one side of the Six of Pentacles. They're putting their investment of their time, their focus, their energy. And like I said, because we have the Three here secluded, maybe somebody wasn't showing up to help. So this is giving me that same energy. It's imbalanced. It's the other side that's supposed to bring that balance did not happen. Okay, so that's in the hopes and fears. So yeah, you certainly don't want to go through that again. But in the outcome, we do have this Page of Wands. So let's see if we can get a clarifier as to maybe you guys, you know, turn your back on a situation here to explore something. But I don't feel like that's your energy. I do feel like this is the energy of this King of Pentacles, who, you know, is hung up on something here in the past, or some sort of commitments to family that they can't break free from or let go of, although there is some sort of reconciliation with you in between. So let's see what sort of journey this Page of Wands is on. Definitely communication with you about this. So maybe there's talk about the future. Maybe there's talk about what, you know, what it's going to kind of take. Spirit, can we get a clarifier for this Page of Wands for pile number 1? We have the 8 of Wands, communication again. So I feel like this is, Wands is not necessarily action so much, okay? Especially when you see the Page of Wands. That is somebody who has the opportunity and has the excitement and the drive to do something. But the 8 of Wands is movement, and it's breakthrough, and it is communication. So both of these, communication, I think, and they both mean travel or distance. I think there's communication about some sort of movement, some sort of travel, some sort of how is this going to move forward. And I feel like it's fairly targeted as well with this Archer here. And I feel like it kind of needs to be because of the situation in which we're in. So yeah, this is breakthroughs and forward movement. Something's coming to me though. I see the Archer kind of aiming up, and I see the Wands kind of coming down. And in the 8 of Wands, we always have the Wands kind of going up, which is forward momentum. In the After Tarot, these Wands are now kind of coming down. So it's giving me the same energy I was getting here with the Page of Wands. It's like, yeah, you know, I want to explore. It's supposed to be exciting. Doesn't look excited. This is a breakthrough. This is forward movement, but it's almost like we went through the peak and now we're already coming down, you know, and now we're, I don't know, aiming here. So I feel like something's off here. Intuitively, I feel something off. I'm going to pull one more card here, and then we will pull some advice and maybe just a couple of oracles to get just kind of overall energy. But why do we have this 8 of Pentacles and this Page of Wands? Spirit, what further can we tell pile number 1 about this outcome? What is with this dual energy, or this, what does this mean? Temperance, and it is in reverse. So Temperance is all about healing. It's giving me that Hermit energy again, where, you know, we're supposed to be healing from a situation. It's also giving me the 6 of Pentacles vibe, but it is in reverse. So I feel like somebody here is supposed to bring something. You know, you bring 1 cup, the other person brings 1 cup. Supposed to be kind of blended in order to bring balance to a situation. But look how this 1 cup is being poured out. And another cup is kind of being freed with the dove. Sorry, I don't know if you can see with the dove, you know, it's like freedom being let go, flying free. And then this cup is like outpouring of emotions, this meaning healing. And instead of it going from cup to cup and kind of creating this beautiful flow between each other, there's kind of like almost like this disconnect here, or at least it is connected through this beautiful healing angel, but the loop isn't fully closed here. I find somebody gets peace. Somebody is able to release emotions at this stage by maybe communicating something here. Oops. By communicating something here, there's an outpouring of emotions back into the healing waters, and you can see that the Temperance has her toe in the healing waters here, but it is in reverse. So I feel like, although there is communication, there is some hope, I feel like there's still a little imbalance. There's still some healing needing to be done. And I do feel like, yeah, mixed emotion here as far as, do we get peace out of a situation fully? I'm not so certain. And then, you know, releasing of emotions, I feel like isn't quite like, although we see it being released, now we're seeing it kind of in the reverse. So I don't feel like what's supposed to fully happen here fully happens, but I do feel like there is an attempt and there is progress. Okay, it is definitely different than this type of an energy. I will pull one more just to see if we can get a little bit more, and then we'll start pulling the oracle, because I'm not satisfied with that. We have the Sun, yeah, and it is in reverse. So thank you, Spirit, for giving that closure to this reading. The Sun is the most beautiful, powerful card in the tarot, the most positive, okay? When you see the Sun, whether it's upright, reverse, it doesn't matter. The Sun's the Sun, and it always lets out this beautiful, positive energy. It's clarity, it's joy, it's source, and you just find contentment in the sun. When the sun is in reverse, generally it just kind of isn't as powerful as it's supposed to really be when you read it in the tarot in the upright, although still very positive. It could just mean delayed contentment, or you're in the period of dark where the sun will eventually come out, clarity will eventually come out. It could be that, ego's in play and egos needing to be resolved. There needs to be a clarity. There needs to be, as well, with these two children here, inner child dealings, where we're looking at situations that we might be experienced as a child that holds us back. So this could very well be that. This King of Pentacles, who wasn't moving forward, is held back by some childhood experience here. Although they do feel a soul tie to you, they have soul recognition, they can't let you go here in some way. I feel like they don't want to move on from it, but I also feel they can't move on or break away from some childhood attachment or needing some sort of childhood reflection here. So the sun in reverse is there needs to be further healing that hasn't been done yet with the Temperance around childhood traumas or situations from the past here. But the sun is coming out, and the sun always brightens any negative cards around it. And I don't really feel there's negativity. I feel there's a sad experience here, but I feel like the sun is always very, very positive. And it could just be somebody who is learning to deal with their ego here, okay, and needing to heal. But I do feel this is very, very positive, especially coming out in the outcome. Could be just delayed clarity, like I said, or delayed contentment in a situation here, which is needing further healing and needing to be dealt with. And I feel like there is this wishy-washy type energy, again, supposed to hand the pentacle, but handing the beetle, supposed to have communication. It's coming down. Someone's supposed to be happy and excited, and they're kind of not sure. And then Temperance is healing, and it's imbalanced. So there's kind of this duality thing happening here. But yeah, we have Leo, we have Sagittarius energy here coming out near the end. So let's pull some oracles, and then we'll get advice, and we'll wrap up your reading. Beautiful pile number 1. So Spirit, can we please get some oracles confirming or bringing some clarity to pile number 1's reading, the situation? So we have can't be caught. It's kind of like the sun cannot be caught. And for those of you guys who are resonating with this being like a more, I don't know if you're still sticking around here because this is a very heavy relationship, but if it is, work related here and you're kind of tying it in, Wands does really speak about career and ambitions satisfied here. So I feel like there is communication about an opportunity for you to move forward, but it might require some travel. So you might not be happy about that, but you might be happy at having the opportunity to have a new chance at employment or a new venture, but maybe not necessarily the fact that there has to be travel involved, but there is some news about this. And I do feel it brings you joy here, delayed contentment. So can't be caught with the number 10, repopulation with the number 18, healing through rest 64, and dependency 61. So can't be caught. This is interesting energy here. There is something here about, yeah, like not being able to quite make it happen, because we see this hermit with the star here, and he has it in a lantern here, but I feel like the star in that lantern is really not wanting to just kind of go along for the sake of going along. So the star is going to have to be earned in some sort of way. You can't just catch the star. And I feel like you're this star energy here, because I do feel like you encompass this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, where you're just focused on, how can I be the star that I am and move in the direction that I need to. And I do feel like, this energy here with the Two of Cups and this reconciliation, it's like trying to catch kept you're a star in a way, but I feel like unless there is some sort of balance here, then I feel like you can't be caught. You're not wanting to invest in something here that's not an equal give and take. Repopulation here, you know, I do feel like this is maybe, again, a situation where we experience heartache, heartbreak, but we're able to, you know, heal our heart, rejuvenate ourselves in a way that we've experienced something, but then we can kind of see it from a different perspective, and we can allow ourselves to re-enter maybe with a full heart. We're able to forgive and forget in a way here with this. This is what I'm really feeling with the repopulation. So I do feel this is giving me heavy reconciliation, starting from a place where it is full, no longer from a place of lack or where something is unsalvageable. And I do feel that the reason why there's this ability to kind of rejuvenate here with the repopulation is because there is a timeout, because I was feeling a heavy stillness here, and with the Hermit in the environment card there's a timeout, there's healing through this rest, there's reflection for sure with all these eyes, and there's seeing things differently, but an ability for people to heal. And with dependency here, I do feel as though this is reminding me of this energy really being dependent on something here that's, you know, close to home, some situation they're unable to break free from, holding them back from offering this pentacle. They're dependent on that. I also feel like this person wants to, you know, show up in this connection as a give and take, and feels very tied to you, but I feel like something's holding them back here with the chains to their past. And yeah, it's look at that. We have the apple showing up here twice, the core of the apple that's been eaten, and then the full rejuvenated apple. And we see here all these apple cores, and then this hand feeding this person who's crying this full apple, and then all these tears. So dependency, it's like, you know, how many times are we going to go over and over and over this? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apple cores. So I feel like this is the passing energy, right? All these wands, like I said, like how many times? So you built this wall because you had to get 1 wand, 2 wands, 3, and then you're just ready to, you know, throw in the towel or have that last fight. I feel like that energy that you're in, or that just passed, it's like, you know, you have one left apple here, and the person's going to have to identify what's holding them back here. What's these chains about? Because you can't keep feeding energy, vitality. You can't keep investing here where someone's just taking the apples, you know, until you just pull away and start to say, okay, well, where can I, you know, invest in myself? Because the fear here, again, is I'm going to show up and invest, and then I'm not going to have a balanced give and take. That's also this card here with the Justice in reverse. This means pretty much the same thing to me, okay? Because you have the scales right here of justice bringing balance, and in reverse, that's like not getting the equal give and take or the balance required here, and that's your overall energy. So of course it's going to be in your deepest fear here, and something that you're wanting. So how many more times you know, are you going to show up with something that is vitality here, full of life, and then kind of give it away here and keep repeating some sort of cycle? I feel like it does cause this pain here on both sides. There is some sort of dependency, I feel, on your energy, but also chaining this person to some sort of past home situation here. But I do feel it is pretty positive in the outcome, but it is very slow going. And yeah, I don't know that they fully break through these chains, although the Sun is very positive. I think there's more clarity. Yeah, more clarity in bringing peace to a situation, and definitely healing. So, and maybe you're dependent on this energy as well, you know, because, or at one point maybe you were, but Spirit, can we get some guidance here? Final words for beautiful pile number 1. Feeling this one right here. We have vow release with 31. Vow release. So I feel like 2 messages. One is where you get the strength for yourself to release yourself, maybe from a situation where you felt you know, you were committed to. You were fighting for these wands, and you're allowing yourself to break free from maybe feeling like you have to be committed in a situation here, you know, where you're showing up and you keep kind of investing, but I feel like you're able to release yourself from some sort of unspoken vow that you feel tied to this person. But I also feel like this is your person tied somehow to something where they feel they have a vow to their, I don't know, again, is this childhood, this family, this dependency they have on something here. They're dependent on something here, you know, and it might feel like a vow to them, like if they do something different, like they're turning their back on something, but needing to release themselves from that in order to bring healing to the situation. The fact that we have, again, the dove, you know, this is that release, this is that breaking free, peace, right? And in order to do that, I think somebody needs to really let out their emotions with the healing waters here and open up emotionally to release themselves from anywhere where they might be held back. And it is in reverse, but again, we did see that clarified by the sun coming out, shedding light on maybe where they are held back, where there are chains, and where at least there's now visibility in some way. You know, does that mean they'll break free? I don't know, but I guess the first step is being able to recognize where we need healing and where we're held back or where there's chains, a dependency of sorts, that I feel is really depleting your energy and potentially causing a lot of sadness to your person here, because I don't feel they want to be in this state. I do feel like they want to offer you something, but right now I feel all they can offer you is this beetle, like I said, that rolls up dung, which, I mean, what good is that? I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys can intuitively make sense of that, but I get from spirit, because this is the guidance card, is allow yourself to release any sort of attachment you might have to the situation, to this person that you might feel like you're not that you're obligated to do, but I do feel like you have something here where you're having a difficult time releasing, maybe releasing yourself from a situation here. And I do feel like in your crowning card you're wanting to, but the bigger message here is for you to know that the energy you're dealing with here is kind of bound to something here, that they're needing to break these chains, because chains, you know, are unhealthy. We're unhealthily bound to a situation here that we're not able to move from. If you're resonating with this, again, being that employment, or you kind of practically making something happen here, I do feel like if you're unhappy in a job that you feel held back by or chained, but they're providing you with some sort of monetary, financial payment, I feel like it's never enough here, and they just keep giving you, you know, and you're feeling saddened and you feel stuck in this sort of a cycle. Spirit really wants you to release yourself from that mindset that that you have to kind of be put or chained to a situation like that, because they are giving you, you know, this apple, that you're able to find this abundance elsewhere and not to settle, because all you're doing is perpetuating the same, and it's never going to be enough here. You're always playing catch up. Okay, so, and you are a star. I think you are a star, and you're able to definitely find what it is that you want. But first, you have to release yourself from anything that's trying to hold you back. So this is what I have. Sorry for the long reading. This went really in depth. If this resonated, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, gorgeous pile number 2. If you pick the garnet, crystal here, beautiful ball, then this reading is for you. Now, reading 1 went very, very long, so I don't know how long your reading is going to be, but get a coffee, get a drink, and yeah, and we will get into your reading. Now, we'll be taking a look at your current situation by doing a Celtic Cross Spread. So overall energies, any challenges here, passing energies, subconscious, future energies, your environment, your hopes, fears, outcome, that sort of thing. And then we'll get some guidance from spirit. And of course, we will be clarifying along the way. So thank you so much for joining me today. Pile number 2, I am so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy and the energy around you. I'm going to ask Spirit to be clear and concise here for beautiful pile number 2. Spirit, we are looking at pile number 2. in-depth look at their situation and the energy around them. Can we get the overall energy for pile number 2? This is the 3D tarot, so the cards are super thick here, but beautiful deck. I rarely use this deck, so I am excited to use it. Spirit, overall energy for pile number 2. Overall energy. What is covering them at the moment energetically? All right. I feel this one. I feel this one crossing you, beneath you, beneath you. Let us flip these so you can look at something. So what covers you, I'm going to leave them as they come out, Spirit said. So we have the moon in reverse, what covers you. What crosses you is justice. And beneath you, or subconscious here, we have the 9 of coins, which is the 9 of pentacles. So behind you, energy passing, we have the 6 of coins. Okay, what crowns you? What crowns you is the 8 of wands. Okay, the 8 of wands crowns you. Immediately before you, energy immediately before you, which is in the next 2 weeks or so, 2 weeks to a month. Immediately before you, we have the star in reverse. Wow, the moon and the star. Okay, and then future, distant future here, distant future. We have the 4 of coins. I'm going to just slide that over a bit, and then see self energy, see self. Nope, feeling this one here. We have the Chariot in reverse, sees environment. We have the 3 of swords, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. We have the 7 of wands, and then the outcome card fell in my lap. We have the Knight of Swords, and then bottom of the deck energy, we have the 2 of Cups. Wow, okay, the 2 of Cups. I don't want to influence my energy here by looking at the card under it just yet, but we have this beautiful 2 of Cups as your overall energy. 3D tarot, just absolutely beautiful. But the 2 of Cups is an equal give and take of energy, very balanced. It is a partnership in which 2 people are sharing love or sharing a partnership, are both kind of giving and taking. So it's a beautiful card of love, partnership, and because it's in the bottom of the deck, that's the undertone in which we tie this whole reading back to that. So I do feel like this is a reading about a partnership, about a relationship, about 2 people here. Now, if it isn't a romantic, it could be a friend, a co-worker, a boss, a something here, someone you're trying to work with that you do have feelings for or care about in a deep level, okay? But I have a feeling this is more about a romantic relationship, and I might just read it as such because of all the cards I see here, although try to take it into context, okay? So I do feel like there is an energy I'm getting from this 2 of Cups of there being a history. Okay, this is the feeling I'm getting, and maybe there's been a lot of healing in this relationship, as I'm seeing like the snakes and that sort of imagery here, and I'm feeling like people have really had to step in their courage. They've really had to, you know, yeah, step in their courage on both sides, I feel, in order to support this partnership. I really feel that. Okay, so the overall energy that you're encompassing here is the moon in reverse. So what this tells me is at one point you're probably seeing things in a certain way, okay? And sometimes we see things in a certain way either because we're being deceived by others, or we just care to see things in a certain way because that's how we're perceiving them, although it isn't necessarily accurate. So we might be a little bit in illusion, like I was going to say delusional, but yeah, in a way we're seeing things that might not necessarily be accurate. Okay, the moon is also talking about emotions, our deep subconscious feelings, And the fact that this moon card is in reverse, I feel like your overall energy right now is you're coming to terms with something here or seeing something differently now. You're not quite seeing it maybe as you did in the past. So I feel like you're exiting out of a state where maybe things weren't so clear, maybe where your emotions might have been a little bit out of control. I feel this is moving for the positive with the moon in reverse, okay? Like I do feel like whatever energy you were in the past is kind of like you're coming out of whatever state that was causing you any sort of confusion, or anywhere where you were maybe a little bit doubtful or uncertain. I feel like you're kind of coming out of that, although not quite clear yet. At least there is this coming out of a state. Now, it could be because like I said, the healing here, it could be there's a partnership here in which you're having to heal from, or you've taken some time to heal. So it's allowing you to kind of get out of a state of maybe uncertainty or seeing things differently. The fact that we have the crossing card here, justice, it's interesting because pile number 1, we had justice in reverse as the overall, which is, a situation that is unjust. I feel like this being crossing, this is the challenge. The challenge here is to bring balance to a situation. So although we see an equal give and take in a partnership here, the fact remains that there isn't, because justice is the crossing card. So we might want an equal partnership. We might feel like there's a give and take to be had here with somebody, but we feel like things are unjust, things aren't balanced, and maybe, the other person isn't bringing in that other balance, or maybe we're not sure how to show up here. But there's something here that's not balanced, and it could be because we're not seeing things clearly, or we weren't seeing things clearly, or maybe our emotions were clouding our judgment in order to bring this balance. This could also be the marriage card here, and this in reverse. It could be somebody's marriage is maybe getting in the way of them seeing something clearly here, okay? So something about not seeing something clear, and justice, like I said, could very well be, something legal here as a marriage, or, yeah. But I do feel like it's just a situation in which we're needing to bring some sort of justice, some sort of balance to that we might have not been seeing clear. Now we have, I believe the moon is Cancer energy. Or is it Pisces? I think it's Cancer. And then we have Libra. And we have Aquarius. And we have Cancer, for those of you guys looking for zodiac confirmation. But this is what crosses you. So the big challenge right now in your situation is, how do I bring balance, or something isn't in balance, something's unjust here. And the fact that we have 2 major arcanas in the middle here is pretty powerful, okay? Maybe we're uncertain how to bring in justice. We're uncertain how to deal with our emotions. We weren't seeing very clearly the depths of our emotions here, okay? And the fact that we have these 2 wolves kind of howling at the moon, animalistic thing here, where we're feeling our deep emotions, and we're just not sure how to balance things and bring a fairness to a situation. Now, this grounding card, or the subconscious card, this is kind of like what grounds us, or what is kind of deeply rooted within us. And usually it's read as something we might not be seeing, but I feel like this is kind of the driving card of what was built up in order for us to want to move us forward here with the 9 of coins. I feel like there is something within you that wants to have your own success from within. You want to be able to be secure, independent, and stable as an individual here, without the dependency on others, without having to depend on situations and people. You just kind of want to be secure in your position. And this is kind of what's driving you. It's like, I want security, I want abundance, I want to be able to, if I'm if somebody leaves, I'm still able to stand on my own and be secure. And maybe you want to be single and independent, okay? Because this is the single independent bachelorette card. So maybe there's some deep feelings here that we were having. We don't know how to deal with these emotions because we're really wanting to be single. So we're not sure how to bring in balance, because we might have been presented with a person here who wants a give and take. We're needing to heal. We're needing to be courageous. We have to step up and give love, but we're like, ooh, like, I want to be single. I'm used to my independence. Now I have these emotions and I'm not really sure how to make of this. And now I'm feeling another energy here for a lot of you guys. The moon in reverse could be heavy confusion, and it could even mean not seeing things at all for what they are, because we're swayed by our emotions. So you could very well be in this heavy moonlight type energy, not sure what to do here, because there is this love I feel here with the Two of Cups and a wanting of a give and take. But inside, if we're wanting to be single and independent and more wanting to, deal with things in a practical level, we're unable to bring justice to a situation here, or a balance. Okay, how can we have an equal give and take when we're in this Nine of Coins? I mean, yes, technically, we're secure, so we're able to show up from a successful position. But really what I'm feeling here is somebody who kind of wants to go it alone, and maybe isn't looking for a partnership. Okay, so what we have kind of passing out energy, or energy that's kind of moving out of existence here around you, is this Six of Coins. So this is this balanced give and take. This is, investing and having investments come to us, where we're showing up with time, energy. Maybe we're giving of ourselves, or providing to a situation in which we're feeling we're reciprocating, or we're getting out of it. It's kind of giving me that same Two of Cups type energy, where it's like this balance. Although this is more in the practical way, okay? What are we physically doing to show up? What are we giving to a situation here of ourselves, of our time, of our energy, and that sort of thing? And I feel like that is kind of out of existence. So the fact that we have Two Pentacles here, maybe you feel as though you were in a secure, successful position here to be able to invest your energy or your wealth in some sort of way to give to a situation, although this is now kind of passing. Okay, now Eight of Wands is this breakthrough energy. This is also communication, and this is distance, and there's forward movement here. It's like a flurry of energy here with the Eight of Wands. So I feel like you're inspired to want to have movement, progression. Yeah, like I feel like you want to be full steam ahead towards what your goals and your target is. I feel like you don't want to be held back. You want to move forward here. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier here for the Six of Coins to see if we can get a little bit more in regards to what is the Six of Coins all about. Why do you guys have the Six of Coins in your passing energy here? Energy going out of your... We have the Four of Wands. Wow, okay. Well, the Four of Wands is a rite of passage, a commitment. This is home. This is stability. This is a celebration coming together here. I feel like there's a beautiful energy kind of passing out of existence here, that you recently might have been coming together with somebody you love, someone who makes you feel like home. Maybe you've recently got married. You've been recently maybe able to purchase a home here, or do something here, your part here in grounding the stability about something here that's going to, be longevity, that's going to stand forward here. The Four of Wands could be the foundation of something very long-term, something that is very abundant and fruitful here. And it is also the commitment card. So you could be committed and dedicated to something here that's building a family and really showing up. So could have recently, like I said, went from being single here or independently on your own to maybe recently married, or at least coming together with another here where you're needing to do the give and take. And it could be leaving you in a state of maybe at one point you were a little bit in the, seeing things maybe not for what they are and coming out of that, or just really immersed in your emotions here. Okay, now because I see the Four of Wands and the Justice, I'm getting heavy marriage here. Okay, so heavy marriage type energy here, but again, recent. But crossing card with the Justice, this is the problem, or this is the challenge. This is something about this is not sitting right here. So let's take a look at the Eight of Wands and see why we have the Eight of Wands here in the crowning card. Why is the Eight of Wands here, spirits? So we have the Knight of Coins in reverse. And the Knight of Coins is the Knight of Pentacles, very, very slow. In fact, when the Knight of Coins is in a reverse, it is not even moving here in a practical way to make things happen. So this is the crowning card. I think you don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to be stunted. You don't want to be stopped. You want things to move ahead. You want to have a breakthrough here. Yeah, and maybe things were at a stall or at a standstill here, but I feel like you're really wanting to have a breakthrough. I'm going to pull a card here just for the Nine of Coins to see in your subconscious here what we were really feeling here with this independence and this stability and the security on your own here with the Nine of Coins. The King of Swords. That's a very intelligent, logical king, and the King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. So yeah, I feel like you're pretty practical, you're pretty intelligent. I feel like you might have been using your logic to plan out what it is exactly that you're wanting for yourself, to build for your future here, and that's what's kind of driving you. And I do feel like maybe there was a coming together, a give and take here in some situation that I do feel like it could be a further commitment, something like a marriage here. And you're wanting things to kind of move forward, or at least have a breakthrough in this. And maybe that's what the challenge is how do I have a breakthrough when things are stalled out or things aren't moving at all here? And maybe at one point there was this beautiful celebration and now it's like it's stopped. Okay, but I feel like you're wanting this movement, you're wanting a breakthrough. So in your immediate future here with the Star in reverse, I do feel like this is giving up hope or not getting what it is that we want. So you could certainly be not, this is like 2 weeks from when you're watching this in my immediate future. This could be, I'm giving up hope. I kind of wanted things to move. That's kind of what I was trying to do, but things are stalled out here and I don't know really what to do here because that's kind of what I wanted. So do I embrace the fact that I'm not getting what I want? That's kind of the energy that you embrace in a couple of weeks. So let's take a look at, why is the Star in reverse here? Why are you not getting what you want here? Why is there no movement? What's with the Star in reverse here? So we have Death. So there's a major transformation happening here, okay? And unless there's a major transformation happening too, we could be giving up hope on a situation here. This is Scorpio energy. That's Aquarius. So yeah, Death's all about, putting an end to something here, or something just clearing out completely, away with the old, in order to start with a new situation here in which things really need to transform either completely in that situation, or we just, transform into another situation altogether because we've lost hope. So yeah, and this is major arcana. So I do feel holy and major here as well. So I do feel like there is this need to have a major transformation in order for things to really, really change here in the direction that you want. I feel like you really want to have forward movement here. And that's your hope, okay? And I feel like there will be, because you can't stop death and transformation where it needs to happen. But I feel like maybe you being stuck in a situation here where things are not, not just. And maybe at one point there was a balance, give and take. And this could even mean financially, you're secure. Okay, you're secure in your home life. you're secure in your marriage, you're secure in this home family thing, but there's something here that's unjust and something here missing, and it could very well be emotions, okay? So if you're in a practical marriage here of sorts, you could be, you know, feeling like, okay, and maybe this could be you, because I feel like there's some practical way of you wanting to be single and stand on your own, and you're kind of logical about this, but now there's these emotions that I feel like you're needing to deal with here. So I feel like you're losing hope in a situation here that needs transformation. And again, it is regarding these Two of Cups. So let's take a look at far future here. We have the Four of Coins, and the Four of Coins is where we're in our comfort zone and we're not, you know, letting go maybe of something where we need to in order to benefit and bring in our hope. So we're kind of secure here in our position. This is like 3 months time when I talk about far future. So maybe we're, you know, comfortable in our security here. We're comfortable in our security, so we're not wanting to take a step forward. We're not wanting to let go, to explore. Maybe something here we're giving up on in our hopes. But I feel like, again, it's that practical thing. So we're hanging on to our, you know, maybe our stability, where it provides us this financial support, or some sort of something we planted that has us in a stable position, and we're unable to let go of. But it is coming from a place of lack, because we feel like if we let go, we might not be able to be as stable. So we have the King of Wands here, and the King of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel like this is your energy. You know, you have a fire within you, and I feel like you can't stop this fire. This fire is somebody who wants to go after what they want. They are the type of energy that really doesn't stop at anything to, you know, get what they want. The fact that we have the Wands and the Pentacles here could very well be you're not emotionally satisfied in whatever situation you're in, and you're kind of embracing the more practical side here, you know. I'm going to pull just one more card here to clarify why we have the Four of Pentacles and the King of Wands in your distant future here. Spirit, why do we have the Four of Pentacles with the King of Wands? What does this mean for beautiful pile number 2? We have the Two of Coins. This is about going back and forth, maybe having to decide. Yeah, or maybe things are turbulent, and maybe one minute we're here and the next minute we decide that. So I feel like, you know, maybe you have this fire, this passion to do things differently, to chase up your dreams, your hopes, and what you passionately want here. And then the next minute you're like, but I'm secure. This is my, you know, my comfort zone. I'm unable to move away because I might lose my security, and you're kind of going back and forth. But you're needing to really take a look at that and really decide here, because you can't really put out the fire of the King of Wands. Okay, there needs to be a major transformation here within you. Things need to change or shift here, because I do feel like you're needing to bring some sort of a balance here, or decide in some way. And maybe you're seeing things as hanging on to something here that's providing you this beautiful Nine of Coins, which is secure. But with the Nine of Coins, there always comes this loneliness or the sadness, because we could be missing what emotionally fulfills us, like our star. Okay, and maybe that's why the Moon is in reverse here. And maybe where we were once balanced, give and take in that home situation, and maybe we still are, you know, it isn't your passing energy. So it's kind of what you know, but something inside you wants to move full steam ahead here and have a breakthrough and make things happen. And, you know, with the Death card, and change things up, because it's not moving. It's kind of safe right now. You know, this is a very safe card, the Knight of Pentacles, especially in reverse. I mean, it's very secure, but it's not moving at all. It's kind of very stable. So let's take a look at the Chariot here. This is in your Sees Self environment. Sorry, See Self. That's your environment. This is your See Self. And the fact that we have the Chariot in the Sees Self, this is kind of how you're seeing yourself in this situation as the Chariot in reverse. Again, it is this non-movement. This is, you know, things coming to a halt. This is unable to carry through a situation here in order to go through adversity and come out the other end victorious, because we're needing to use our willpower and maybe face something here where we might have to let go of some security in order to navigate through, balancing, again, another balance card here with the 2 of coins, through to get to the other side, to get what we want. And this is a major arcana. Now it is in reverse here, so it is stopped because, you know, it's not moving forward. We're not able to use our willpower to pull through. And we want this. I feel you want to move forward. You want to have momentum here, but how do we do this? And maybe you're going back and forth. And I feel like some of you guys might feel like you don't want to have some reckless action here, because the Chariot in reverse could be recklessly moving very quickly without thinking, right? So maybe you're kind of planning, like, how do I balance through this and make it through? Because I don't want to be just reckless and go after something here without a plan. So you stay, you know, held on to whatever comfort zone you're in, but at the same time, you're kind of stopped. So let's get one more card clarifying this Chariot, just to see if we can get something further here, even though it's fairly clear. Yeah, we have the Fool. You want a new beginning. You know, you want to pull through with the Chariot, have movement, have a new beginning. This is the Explorer card. Take that leap of faith, you know, into the unknown, but at the same time, it's like, could it be reckless? You know, could I, you have to abandon something here that I feel like you are not wanting to abandon here in order to go on this journey. So it keeps you stuck. It doesn't allow you to have that leap of faith. And I feel like that King of Wands is really wanting to go after something here. Now, your environment is this 3 of Swords, or at least your C's environment. So you could certainly be feeling some sort of separation, some heartache, some heartbreak from this environment, or your, I feel like it could very well be this partnership. Your person here might be experiencing this heartache, heartbreak within this partnership. Both of you guys might be mirroring and experiencing this, because I feel there is a sense of you losing hope, things needing to change, things might being a little bit guarded from a lack mindset, and your passions maybe being somewhere else. Your need to explore somewhere else. So there's this, like, yeah, this heartbreak, this heartache. And like I was saying with this card, like there was a history here, and there's a need to heal or come together from healing because of this heartache. Let's pull a card here to get a clarifier. Why is the 3 of Swords in the C's environment for pile number 2? What is with the 3 of Swords? Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's because somebody can't go and do what they want to do, that they're excited to do. Page of Wands is, you know, is kind of encompassing this mini King of Wands. This is somebody fully in control and having the power to go after what they want, chase up that career, chase up their passions or desires. And the Page of Wands is the beginning of that. It's like, I'm really excited about taking that opportunity, or I have an opportunity to do something here that excites me. It's in reverse. So somebody's not chasing up what they want. It's causing all sorts of heartbreak. It's causing all sorts of heartbreak here, because somebody's not taking that opportunity or that chance that they want to, you know, and possibly they're not communicating that to the other person, the other partner. There's something here about, you know, maybe not being completely able to chase up on something that we want with the Chariot in reverse because of some sort of heartbreak where we're held back. And the fact that the Moon is in reverse, maybe we were seeing things, you know, that we couldn't step forward, that we had to hang on to something here with a lack mindset, and maybe we're coming out of that illusion, but maybe held back again, like I said, by a marriage or a situation here that was very secure and stable, and seeing that as maybe, you know, us not being able to, I don't know, go after some sort of opportunity here. So let's take a look at hopes and fears. We have for you, beautiful pile number 2, the 7 of Wands. And, you know, hopes and fears are 2 opposite type things. What this is telling me is that, you know, your hope is to explore and to have forward movement and this passion. Like I feel this great passion with the King of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the Chariot. Like this is all guns a-blazing here. But I feel like the fear here is you're going to have to battle a whole bunch of things. Like, all these things you're going to have to overcome. So maybe that's why you're still, right? Like I said, like you don't want to recklessly pull the plug or take the leap just yet. Something about not being able to take that leap that you want to, or that risk, because it's too risky, because look at all these wands. But I guess what Spirit is saying here is that you're on the solid ground here, in the higher elevated ground, where you're at an advantage to face these challenges here, you know. But maybe you just feel like you'd be in a position that you'd have to defend yourself for wanting to go after whatever you want to go after here. Let's pull one card as a clarifier here for this Seven of Wands. I dropped it. I'm just going to grab that. Now it fell upright with the High Priestess. So I do feel like that's your intuition. The High Priestess is a major arcana card, so you can't really fight your, you know, what your intuition is telling you, what you know to be true inside. This is listening to our calling, what our inner voice is telling us to do here, and it's really wanting you to step up and really fight for what it is that you want. So maybe this is why we feel like unjust, like we can't quite make that decision, and we're held back or in our comfort zone, or feel like we're losing hope here, because we know intuitively we're supposed to go after something here that we want. So what's this outcome with the Knight of Swords? The Knight of Swords is somebody who faces a challenge, who doesn't stop at anything to be victorious. And it's like act now, think later type energy. So they might not really fully have a full understanding of the repercussions of them charging forward and getting something done. I do feel like it'll come to a point where the death just happens, which is, you know, the transformation, and you, despite whatever hurts might happen, you needing to face this challenge and, you know, fight for your dream is really what I'm seeing. Fight for this cause, move ahead with quick energy. But what I'm really feeling here from Spirit is that because we've been held back, and we identify what we want, and it's like a volcano bubbling here, that, you know, we don't take the risk, we don't move forward, we know our inner calling here, and then all of a sudden the outcome saying there's this burst of energy here, and maybe we let it go too long. So now we might be kind of in a energy that might hurt other people, because we have no choice but to move forward and fight this battle for ourselves. And I feel like it really is for yourself. It's almost like a fight or flight type energy, and you choose to face it head on because your inner voice is telling you that you have no other recourse now. Like, you have to face this. Let's get one clarifier here. The Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like you get out of a state of you know, where you're kind of woe is me, and really kind of focusing on what's not working. And this is the boredom card. You know, you're kind of not wanting to see people, you're not wanting to emotionally get involved, you're kind of despondent and just not really satisfied. But in reverse, it's like you come out of this state, you snap out of it, you're like, you know what, screw it, I'm chasing what I want here. I'm going to, you know, move this chariot that was stuck here, because I need to take this leap of faith. My intuition is calling me to do this. This is what I need to do. This is my calling. I can no longer play it safe. I can't be held back. I can't go back and forth. Something needs to change here. And I do feel like within the next 2 weeks here, there is a transformation here happening, because of the fact that you probably abandoned this hope, gave up on this hope, or you're losing hope in something here that you want, that by the time you come into the 3-month period, you are kind of still trying to hang on to something here. But the King of Wands does prevail, and you do face this challenge. Okay, so let's take a look at the Oracle cards, and we will get some guidance from Spirit. So Spirit, can we get some Oracle cards just kind of confirming or giving further information about pile number 2 situation here? So we have everything you need to soon with card number 3. It's kind of what I was getting with that chariot in reverse, where it says kind of reckless, right? It was almost like there was a stop, an inability to move forward and be victorious to get through a situation, because you felt like it'd be too reckless, or again, like everything would come at you at once. You'd have to like defend yourself, and you want this full steam ahead movement breakthrough, but everything stops. So it's like it's either everything at once, but it'd be too soon. And this is why you're going back and forth. It's like you couldn't gradually do it, because it's either you stay in this held energy or you let go and release in order for you to go on this journey. Okay, so it's kind of like an everything or nothing. So you might feel overwhelmed, like it's everything too soon, because once you take that leap or that jump, I mean, you can't still hang on or maintain. There needs to be this death, a letting go, and a complete transformation of something here, you know. And like I said, could be a marriage for some of you guys, a home stable situation here where you're being provided this stability and this security, and logically maybe you know that, you know, this is providing me the security, the stability. I'm successfully stable here. So this is what's driving this type of a result, is because you're logically going about it thinking, well, I'm secure, I'm stable, I could stand on my own, I'm successful. But what's louder here is the King of Wands, this star, and this passion, desire to move forward towards something here that might feel like it's too much, too soon, where everything, you know, or nothing kind of thing, and you stay in this state of lack. So let's see if we can pull some more here. We have the one who needs to control. Yeah, like, you know, I do feel like there's the inability to move towards something here that you won't know really, because the Fool takes that leap without really having certainty. But hanging on to something that we are certain is security, we hang on to it more because we know that it is secure. But it's a lack mindset, because it doesn't allow us to breathe, to bring in more abundance, because we are hanging on. And that is kind of a need for control, you know, controlling our state, so that we don't say, you know what, I feel something needs to change here. I want to follow my hopes and my passions, and I'm going to trust the divine that even though there isn't really a planned out path, that I have to let go of something that is secure and stable here in order to chase up what my intuition is telling me. But you might feel a need to control the situation, or the situation is controlling you in a way, because it does provide you some sort of stability here. And we have restlessness. I was going to say relentless. I do feel like you are relentless here, and it's because it's coming from your intuition, and it is major arcana, and we're seeing lots of major arcana because you're being called to from the divine to make this happen. But restlessness is, you can't escape this. And I know it sounds yeah, it sounds pretty harsh here, because you're like, well, I could just make the decision to choose to stay in my safe house. But it's like, you could, but you'll feel a state of restlessness here. And I do feel like it's keeping you up at night, and there is a knowing, because it comes to you in regards to there needing to be something here that you're wanting to passionately pursue, and you're playing the safe route here, because there might be something here that you'd have to do and relinquish some sort of control in order to do that, and you might feel overwhelmed. But the restlessness does not go away until we deal with whatever it is and be honest with our intuition. Okay, so let's pull a card here for advice from Spirit. We have 15, special healing for the open-hearted. I love this card for you guys. This is also 15 is the number 6, which is the Lovers card in the tarot. Lovers is all about having a choice in going after something we love. Person, a passion, making the choice to either stay in a state or make the decision to chase something we love, or choosing between two lovers. The Lovers is definitely a destined thing, a decision we're needing to make here. And I was feeling that you know, maybe needing to relinquish a safe situation to chase a lover here, but special healing for the open-hearted, because I feel like once you're able to release whatever you're hanging on to, there's some sort of healing that you're able to go through during this process, although scary, because we might be needing to relinquish control here, and you might feel overwhelmed by everything kind of coming too soon. Your heart is open because you're following your intuition. You're opening your heart to what you're supposed to be really experiencing here to allow yourself to heal here. So Spirit really wants you to see, are you seeing something from a lack mindset? Are you hanging on to something because it provides stability? or might appear to be the right thing, but really you're wanting to drive towards something here that you feel optimistic about or passionate about, and you're just not being able to do that because it brings some pain, or at least you're seeing it as heart pain. That may result of this, a separation from something here that might result. Just know that if we're experiencing separation anxiety or having to remove ourselves from a situation that is secure, you know, everything happens for a reason. It will allow us to heal our heart, but I do feel like, you know, abandoning on your desire, your hope, your wish, this lover opportunity choice that you have to make, it will be calling you here to really take a look at that situation. And you are in a position to fight here, okay? So this is what I have here for you guys. Beautiful pile number 2. I hope this resonated. Let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment. I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. If you pick the white jasper crystal, then this reading is for you. Beautiful pile number 3. I was not expecting the readings to be as long as they are, but we are getting good information here. We will be doing a Celtic cross, looking at, you know, a deep view of your situation here. So taking a look at, you know, your current state of energy, the subconscious, passing energies, crowning energies, energies kind of coming in, near future and far future, and then how you're seeing yourself, the situation around you, hopes and fears, and of course some outcome and some guidance from Spirit. So we have lots to get into. We will thank Spirit for allowing us to channel this message. Thank you so much, Spirit. I am so blessed, so grateful. Please protect me and the viewer as we channel this message and deliver a message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3 and pile number 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy and the energy around you. I'm so blessed, so grateful. So we will be asking Spirit right now, clear and concise message for the overall energy, overall for you right now in your situation. We had one reveal itself, which was judgment. Wow. Okay. Crossing energy. Crossing energy. What is the challenge? What is the crossing energy for pile number 3? We have the 9 of Wands as the challenge or the crossing card. Okay, what grounds you, or what's in the subconscious here? What grounds you? What's in the subconscious? We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. And what is passing energy? What's going out of existence? What's this passing energy? What have you recently experienced here energetically? We have the 7 of Wands and crowning energy. There's the crowning energy here. We have the Ace of Wands and then near future. What is the near future energy? What's coming in the near future? Near future is 2 weeks to a month here. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups, upright or reverse, Spirit. So to leave it as it is. So Queen of Cups in reverse. Now distant future or far future, which will be approximately 3 months from now. Far future, spirits. We have the 6 of Swords in reverse. All right. See self. For pile number 3, see self energy. We have justice. Justice coming out in all 3 piles, although not in the same spot. Sees self energy as the justice. So what about environment? Sees environment. We have the Knight of Swords. Hopes and fears. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And then the outcome card. Outcome card we have is the Death, and it is in reverse. I'm going to read the bottom of the deck energy here. We have the King of Cups. Okay, beautiful pile number 3, King and Queen of Cups. This is divine counterparts. Okay, this is divine masculine, divine feminine. 2 people who could be husband and wife, who could be destined to be together, who complement each other. Beautiful energy here with the Queen and King of Cups. Now, this is heavy water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The fact that we have the bottom of the deck energy as the King of Cups, this is kind of the overall flavor or tone of this reading. It is talking about emotions, okay? And balanced emotions. And it could be, how do we experience emotions? How do we express love? How do we, take the love that we feel here and balance it out? Or just about how we feel about a situation here. We'll tie each kind of card back into what this is all about, but because this is the King of Cups is showing a deep, deep love here. And the King of Cups is fairly mature in being able to feel emotions, although King of Cups might not be very expressive. And the King of Cups doesn't really have a lot of movement either. So maybe there's a lot of love. Maybe there's not a whole lot of communication. We'll see as we get into the cards, but there's definitely an energy here of love. Okay, so let's start off with your overall energy with Judgment. So this is so powerful. Okay, you're in a state right now energetically of Judgment, and this is us having to examine past situations and really take a good look and shift our consciousness into really seeing things for what they are by removing our ego and understanding how and where we're supposed to accept things or deal with things kind of as they are being dealt out. This is us having to face our karma, having to face the music of how things have laid out. Now, after Judgment, there's the World card, which is, concluding a cycle, because we've come to terms with whatever we're supposed to, and we can close out a cycle and then start a new beginning. Now, if we don't accept what we're supposed to accept or see here, we can close out a cycle and then we can start by repeating the exact same thing. So it's like, what have you learned here? The fact that it is upright, I feel like you've learned something different here. So you might have been, I don't see anything here, this is more intuitively, in a situation that maybe you experience cycles. Okay, maybe you experience cycles. And you've been at this Judgment before, but maybe you haven't been able to really be honest at this point. And now I feel like you are being honest. I feel like you're really taking a look at facts for what they are here. I feel like you're having to really take a look. And the fact that I see, a family here, it could be, the truth about how you emotionally feel about a wife or about a family or about a family situation or about how you could have a family or show up in a kind of like family always gives me this safe feeling, showing up emotionally for maybe the people we love, or showing emotions in, being able to feel for the ones we love here, or step up for the ones we love here. But I do feel like the overall energy here is one of reflection and one of needing to really deal with information in a way that we understand what it's telling us and that we've learned lessons in order to close out a cycle so we can move forward in a new direction, or at least with the information that we've learned, the lessons that we've learned. So this is really powerful energy here. You guys might be, pretty removed. Maybe you're reflective. And I feel like really what's causing this is in your root or your subconscious here is this ending, and it is in reverse with the Ten of Swords. So something here ended, and it was painful because the Ten of Swords is a painful ending. Maybe you felt backstabbed. Maybe you felt a situation here was painful. This in reverse means we haven't really fully gotten over an ending. We haven't fully let something go. We're still maybe contemplating here or learning the lesson or having a full understanding of why something ended. So we're still kind of hanging on. And the fact that this is in the subconscious, maybe we don't realize or recognize how much pain we are actually still hanging on to because of something that ended here. And maybe we feel like it shouldn't have ended, or we didn't want it to end. And now we're needing to deal with, why did it end? What was my role in why this ended? And is it actually over here? And what actually happened? But I feel like the reverse is us not coming to terms maybe with an ending or dealing with it just yet. So this is kind of the driver in which this whole situation is stemming from, that we're seeing here, is because of a need to rectify, resolve, or come into recognition that something ended here that was painful, and maybe we're needing to experience in our emotions or be honest and mature in our emotions and how we're feeling about a painful ending here with something, okay? Now passing out of energetically out of existence here is the Seven of Wands. So we might have, been fighting. We might have been defensive. We might have been trying to defend our position here. And we could have felt like we were in a position of advantage here where we were standing up for what we believe in, what we wanted here with all these wands. I feel like there's a flurry of energy leaving, maybe a defensive energy, or maybe where you're fighting for something you believed in some way. And your position of fighting. I noticed I missed your crossing card here, which let's go to this one because this is going to give us context. Sorry. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So it's like we go to battle, we get a wand, we go to battle again, we get a wand, we go to battle, we get a wand. So we slowly build, we're getting all our wands. And eventually, a battle, we get so far, like the Ten of Wands, where we're just overwhelmed and we kind of give up. But the Nine of Wands is right before that, where we might have one more fight left in us, but we're recuperating, we're reflecting, we might be guarded, we might have our walls up, we haven't quite given up, but we're contemplating, we're healing, and we're saying, okay, I might have one more fight in me, or do I throw in the towel? Because we're right at that point, okay? And we could be very guarded and not allowing people to kind of come in because we're trying to protect ourselves to build our reserves to go back. Now, that's probably why I was feeling these cycles, because I do feel like maybe, all these wands are showing how many times we've been down the same path or trying to have the same battle and having to defend what our position and what we believed in. This is the crossing card. So the crossing card here is telling me that, I no longer want to do these cycles, or maybe I no longer want to be guarded here. I want to feel my emotions, or I want to be open to my emotions. And this is kind of opposite energy because, this is somebody kind of not allowing emotions to come in, maybe being quite guarded about this and protecting themselves in a way. And then kind of, but they're not quite resigned yet. They're still kind of having some fight in them. But the fact that we have the fighting and the passing energy, maybe you don't want to be in that state no more because it's exhausting. Like you're almost at the end of having to fight. This is the challenge here, okay? And this could just be a challenge because of your energy. You could be in a situation that you're guarded here and you don't think you're a challenge, but this is the challenge, is the fact that you're really guarded, or that you're not dropping these wands in order to allow things to progress. Although you haven't given up, you're guarded, and maybe your emotions are needing to have a flow, but you can't really pierce through that because there's a wall up here, okay? And especially if you've been kind of defending, no one can really get through that wall. So I kind of feel as though this is you behind the wall, kind of protecting maybe your emotions, or standing your ground or your belief of something here. But now you're in the energy of having to reflect what that looked like. Why was I in my wall? Should I, throw in the towel? Do I fight? What have I learned here? How do I move forward? I experienced an ending here, maybe where I wasn't ready or prepared. Maybe you were in this wall ready to go to the next cycle, and maybe there was an ending here that you weren't expecting. I do feel like it is something you're still trying to process here, and I don't think you were prepared. Maybe it's something you were fighting for, and then it just abruptly ended here somehow, and you're quite not ready to accept, or you're reviewing what that looks like. Now, I see in your crowning energy here, we have the Ace of Wands. So this is like a new beginning because you're inspired to have a new beginning. So you could be, this is what I'm picking up for some of you guys. You guys could have built these this wall based on all your cycles. You got the first one, the second one, the third one, all the way to the 9 wands. You're kind of facing this challenge, gathering slowly but surely. And because there was an ending here, maybe you're having to start all over again, okay? But you're wanting to start over again. But for some of you guys, I feel like if you're starting over, are we starting again the same cycles, or have we learned what we needed to learn? The fact that judgment is upright, I feel like you're really taking a look at the situation and implementing now what you've learned to have a new beginning. For some of you guys, if you're not quite understanding this judgment and this, what you're being asked to do, you might have lost these wands and now you're wanting a new beginning, but you're maybe going to repeat same cycles. I don't know, but you do want a new beginning here. So I'm going to actually pull some clarifiers here because I've been doing it with all the other piles, and here I just seem to be kind of, you know, picking up intuitively. But let's get a card here for the Judgment. I'm going to get a clarifier here for the Judgment. What's going on here with the Judgment? So we have the Six of Cups. So it is a relationship here, emotions, like we talked about. I said it could be your significant other, maybe your husband, your wife, but I do feel like it's either a childhood sweetheart, somebody you have a soul bond with, your soulmate, somebody who you feel this deep, deep sense of love and home, someone you have lots of memories with, that you're thinking about the past here. This can also be, you know, our childhood and our hometown or family and friends of the past, and having to deal with childhood traumas or situations, which, you know, has built us who we are here. So I feel with your Judgment, you're reviewing the past connection. You're thinking about a past loved one, somebody you've experienced a loving relationship with here, a safe relationship with, and that's kind of what the Judgment card is doing. You're reviewing your emotions and your genuine emotions here, hence why the King of Cups is on the bottom here, because you're really having to face your emotions, and maybe you are not expecting a Ten of Swords. So now it's left you in a state of nostalgia. You're thinking about the person you miss. You're really getting in touch with your emotions here, or at least trying to you know, maturely deal with a situation where you're having to explore your emotions. So why do we have the Nine of Wands here as the challenge? What's with this Nine of Wands? Why are we blocked off here? So we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so you could have been in this Nine of Wands because you're embracing a King of Swords energy. This is, you know, the King of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's somebody who is absolutely logical and more focused on kind of doing what they think is right, what they kind of know to be right in the logical way, factual way, rather than listening to what their heart wants or what their heart needs. So if it doesn't make sense to them, they just kind of chalk it up or write it off to it doesn't make sense logically or factually. Now, they could be cutting out their heart emotions because they're more concerned with you know, logic than they are with heart matters, and it could be quite cold. So I feel like, you know, this is probably why there was a wall. There was a wall because we were, you know, acting from a place of logic. And now with the Judgment, we're now feeling these emotions, which is the opposite of this King of Swords. We're needing to really take a look at these memories that we have that is cracking open our heart, and we're having to embrace this King of Cups. That's the opposite energy from the King of Swords. Okay, so I'm hearing from Spirit, although what you might factually know to be true is most likely true, you know, maybe there's reasons why factually, but at the same time, you're cutting out whatever emotions here, and you can't make logic out of emotions. All right, so maybe you were stunted, maybe you couldn't move forward because of the fact that it didn't quite make sense. These emotions didn't quite make sense, or you didn't know how to make do with them, so you'd rather be cold and maybe cut people out or keep them out with that Nine of Wands, but not fully give up. Now let's see why this Ten of Swords is here in reverse. What's with this ending in reverse? Yeah, Three of Wands. So somebody turned their back on you to potentially, you know, get on a ship. Their ship's coming in. They're looking to their future. So I feel like this is an energy of somebody who might have, you know, called it quits or put an end to something here in order to move on, to, you know, look to their future. And I feel like you're looking to your future too now as to what now, like, what can I do now in order to help move forward from a situation that I'm not quite, you know, dealing with this ending so great. Let's look at why this Seven of Wands is here. What were you fighting for here? Why were you what were you defending? What position were you defending here? Queen of Pentacles. So interesting. You might have been fending yourself from somebody here who might have been showing up as this Queen of Pentacles. This is Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, maybe a mother type energy. Again, I'm feeling very heavy counterparts like your wife or your spouse here in some way, somebody who is very down to earth, who is grounded, who might have wanted stability, and maybe you were defending your position here. you know, more in a logical way than in a practical way here that needed to be practical. Maybe she wanted something more practical, something more grounded, something substantial here, and maybe you were held back by logic. Maybe you were guarded and defending your position here. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So let's see what this Ace of Wands for crowning card. You do want a new beginning. This is also heavy attraction here with the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I feel like you're probably really attracted to this beautiful Queen of Pentacles energy here. Although I do see that you were fighting at one point. There's some emotional, you know, with the Six of Cups here, like a soulmate energy and potentially an attraction here. So let's see why we have, we're not going to take all, we'll take the bottom that revealed itself, the Chariot. So yeah, Ace of Wands, a new beginning, inspired to move. That's inspiration, okay, a spark. Now the Chariot is all about movement. So you're wanting to move forward through this challenge, through this adversity, through all the walls and wands, because this is us balancing through a challenging situation, using the dark and the light, our willpower to stay kind of centered and balanced as we make it through to the other end. It is a card of victory as well. So you're inspired to get through a situation here victorious. You want movement in resolving something here and bringing balance to a situation. The Chariot is Cancer energy. All right. So, and it is major arcana. So I do feel like you're really, you know, wanting to, you're inspired to allow yourself to let spirit kind of guide you in the way that you're supposed to go here. Now, why is the Queen of Cups in your immediate future in reverse here? Why is this Queen of Cups in reverse in your immediate future? For me is within 2 weeks. Doesn't have to be exact, but approximately 2 weeks. So we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So there's an energy here of somebody, and I do feel like it's the same energy I was picking up here with this person who wanted some sort of, you know, practical stability, some sort of practical security here, maybe some sort of commitment or some sort of grounding something here. I feel like it's the same energy now showing in this Queen of Cups. No longer interested in maybe being as compassionate, as open emotionally, showing or giving of love. It could be somebody who might be a little bit emotionally out there because they've experienced pain. So they could be feeling a lot of hurt and maybe expressing themselves in a way that might seem a little bit overwhelming even at times, or just cut off from giving love and emotion and expressing themselves with you. Now, I do see this Five of Swords in reverse, so it's like this person's retreating. They're putting down their swords. They're not wanting to be in a challenging situation in which maybe they felt when they were expressive or open, they might have felt really challenged here. And yeah, this is in reverse. So they're kind of retreating. They're not wanting challenges. They're, you know, not wanting to deal with situations where maybe they felt you might have been self-sabotaging or maybe not showing up in the best energy because of all these swords, more of a mental state, you know, and they've put down the swords. There's an ending here, and maybe this person called it quits, put an ending here, and now they're looking to their future. So I feel there is a stop here of emotions. Now we're getting a clarifier for the Six of Swords, and this is your far future. Far future is the next 3 months or so. I see the Six of Swords in reverse, and we clarified with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this means the Six of Swords in reverse, unable to move away from turbulent times. We're unable to mentally escape or allow ourselves to go to safe ground here with, you know, the lessons learned in order to break free from some situation that was Five of Swords. We're kind of exiting a Five of Swords where there was conflict. People weren't seeing eye to eye. We're moving into a Six of Swords, although we're not quite there yet. Six of Swords, like I said, is, you know, it's clear, smooth waters ahead, and we've ironed out any sort of mental anguish, but it's in reverse. So things aren't still mentally clear here. And the fact that we have this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this is like, you know, maybe we want it to be independent and solid and free and stable away from a situation here that we might have been not feeling that way. And we feel like we're kind of held back in a way, dependent in a way. I don't know. I'm gonna pull a card here because I feel like there's this energy of, I feel like it's an energy of you maybe potentially feeling like you're giving up an independence here. And this is why you're kind of in this turbulent energy. It's like giving up a being single or independent here. Let's see. Why do we have the 6 of Swords in reverse and this 9 of Pentacles in reverse? What is this about? Now, I do see some message for some of you guys. There's this 3 of Wands. Somebody turns their back on a situation to get on their ships. They might be not available anymore. And this causes you to be kind of stuck mentally in a situation that you can't really progress from because someone becomes unavailable here. But for the bulk of you guys, I'd say like 90% of you, if not 95% of you, you're coming in this energy of not really wanting to give up your independence and your singlehood, I guess. So it kind of puts you in a state of you can't move forward. You can't move on from this situation. So let's see. Let's get a clarifier. This is the 7 of Pentacles. This is you putting in your energy and investing in an area that's going to present fruitful. So the fact that it, you know, the 9 of Pentacles is a little bit further ahead from the 7. It's like we're now enjoying the fruit of our labor that we put in all this energy and time, and we're able to enjoy it. We're not able to enjoy it. And I think we're not able to enjoy it because we didn't invest possibly here, or we invested somewhere where it wasn't watering what we needed to water to have the fruit. So we might have thought, okay, we're putting in time or energy, or we're focused in putting something here practical in a way, but it never really resulted in the fruit that we wanted, or the stability that we wanted here for ourselves, or the success we wanted as an independent person here. Although I am seeing this upright, so you were investing something here or putting energy in something long-term, but maybe you felt like you were investing long-term in somebody here who then ended up, you know, pulling the plug or calling it quits, and then now they're no longer single. I gotta pull one more card here because I'm not quite sure why we're seeing this 7 of Pentacles. Spirit, can we get clarity here? This isn't really giving me clarity. The World, 10 of Cups. Okay, this is clear. So, like I was telling you guys, with Judgment being your overall energy, there's a cycle. It needs to come to an end, a successful end. Okay, now we can repeat cycles over and over again if we don't learn said lessons. And I feel like what Spirit really wants you to know is that there is a 10 of Cups here and a partnership here where you can have full emotional fulfillment and actually ground it, right? It doesn't have to be a pie in the sky idea or just a wish or a hope. There's a way for you to attain this 10 of Cups. In order to do that, you're going to have to put an end to some sort of cycle here or conclude something here. And I feel like concluding that means, you know, having to deal with a situation that is difficult here, that it's turbulent. You might not want to face the situation. You might be stuck here, and it might be easier to want to just pull away. But we got to remain in this situation until we close out a cycle and invest in an area where we might have, you know, been thinking of ourselves, thinking of our own fruit, wanting to be independent. And, you know, and nothing wrong with being independent, but I feel like this is the single card, which the shadow attribute is, you know, somebody who wants to be single and maybe still, you know, get the advantages here of this beautiful Queen of Pentacles without really allowing themselves to put in the time and the energy and the investment and, you know, make themselves available, make themselves committed to a relationship here where they're no longer, you know, just kind of in their own energy here. They're giving up some sort of singlehood or bachelorhood to invest in a situation, to close out a cycle in order to find this beautiful 10 of Cups. After all, the bottom energy was this King of Cups. This energy is learning to embrace emotions. And, you know, in order to get to this 10 of Cups, we have to know how to handle our emotions here. So I do feel like there's an emphasis here on having to show up, put in the practical time, the energy, the effort, even if it is some challenging, turbulent time here, in order for us to make something happen here, and we might feel like we're dependent on something here that maybe we're not quite sure. I feel like there's something here about this Nine of Pentacles in reverse that's not sitting well with me. But let's take a look at how you see self here with the Justice. So Justice is Libra, and maybe you feel like you are being just in a situation here, pretty balanced. And maybe you feel this way because, again, I'm seeing, you know, this Sword of Truth, and you're definitely, you know, at some point showing up as this King of Swords. So maybe logically it makes sense to you, but take a look at this. This scale is lopsided, and what that tells to me is you have a perception here of maybe where you're being logical, where things make sense. Maybe it seems clear on paper and it's accurate, factual, but it's causing an imbalance. One side is, you know, imbalanced compared to the other side. There's not a balance here. And the reason being, I feel, is because you can't make logical sense out of emotions. There's a need here to bring balance. And maybe you feel like now you're out of balance because you've been so logical, because I feel like you're being given this opportunity to have judgment here. Okay, so that's how you're kind of seeing self. Let's see your environment with the Knight of Swords. I'm feeling two. So your environment could very well be, you know, this other individual here who is showing up as Queen of Pentacles, and then this Queen of Cups in reverse in, you know, in the 2 weeks from now, kind of maybe being cut off emotionally, and maybe they were trying to make something practical and solid. I feel like this environment now showing up as the Knight of Swords is somebody who is willing to fight a battle here, okay? And the fact that the sword has blood in it, I feel like this person might have used cutting words, maybe said hurtful things, or maybe just stopped at nothing to fight a war towards what it was that they wanted. So I feel like this is the energy that stabbed you in the back. I'm seeing the same blood that stabbed you in the back, and maybe you feel stabbed in the back by the situation. The same person that might have ended it, the same person wanting to look to the horizons for what it is that they want here, I feel like is in this Knight of Swords energy, who is going to really stop at nothing to get what they want here, to make things, to fight their cause. Now, clarifying this Knight of Swords, we have the Strength in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So what this tells me here, I am feeling this message kind of for you. Take it as it resonates here, but because there was this logic, because there was this imbalance, because something had to kind of come to an end and you needing to face this judgment here, I feel like the judgment that you're recognizing is this person is now in this energy of the Knight, and you're having to step up into this courage, face a fear that maybe you were unable to face here, and a truth that you were unable to see here, that you might have been in denial of, or not wanting to see a truth, that, you know, once you have judgment, it's asking you to get very clear and very honest about truth. And the truth of the matter is, although we are seeing swords, that maybe logically we weren't facing our fear here of deepening our emotions or looking at how we feel, you know, and we can't use logic. We can't use, you know, the sword to kind of feel what we need to feel here with the cup, but we will need to embrace this strength, which is us looking in the face of fear. It's calling us to, you know, put our ego aside and know when to step forward, know when to kind of hold back, but not be held back by a situation because we're fearing stepping forward, or we're fearing a truth. Okay, we're fearing seeing something for what it is. So maybe it's easier for us to not be courageous or tell ourselves an untruth. But this courage card with the strength here and this Chariot all talks about how we balance through a situation here. And I feel like you're really being asked to, you know, bring justice to a situation here and see things because of the judgment differently, where you might have not have been facing this challenge, or you might have been in a state of denial, or not seeing something here when it comes to your emotions specifically. And so I feel like somebody here is fighting for truths, or at least fighting in their position, and they're not really concerned with consequence anymore. So maybe they, you know, they called it quits. They stabbed you in the back. Maybe you weren't expecting an ending here. And this is out of an act, because the Knight of Swords acts, and then thinks later. So maybe they ended it because, you know, they're just, yeah, act now, think later type energy, okay? Now, hopes and fears, we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is the collaboration card. This is how we work together with other people to build something here. And yeah, how we show up, the energy we put, the skill, the talent, the effort we bring in order to make something beautiful here and show up. So I feel like this being in the hopes and fears, I feel like there was a desire or is a desire for you to be able to show up and work on something, but it's also a fear, because I feel like now this Nine of Pentacles is coming out. It's like I don't know how to work with others. Maybe I'm so used to being independent, standing on my own, successful, and being this bachelorette that, you know, is independent. I don't need anybody here. But the fact that it's in reverse, it's like I have to acknowledge something here or release some sort of ego or some sort of dependency here, because this is why it's in the fears as well, because maybe there's a not knowing how to show up or work with others, or maybe it's not a not knowing, but a fear of doing that. Maybe you're just wanting to go it alone, because again, maybe there's, you know, a need to really face something here, that if you are going to show up and work with another, you might have to be vulnerable here and face a fear. Be honest with yourself, and maybe you don't know how to show up here, but I feel like it is in the hopes. So I feel like, yeah, you're wanting to work together here, but maybe you're just not sure. Maybe you don't have experience showing up to build something here. You don't have the skill, but you want the skill. You want the skill to work together. You want to build something here, I feel. Let's look at the clarifier here for why the Three of Pentacles is here. Why is the Three of Pentacles in your hopes and fears? Six of Wands. Yeah, you want to be successful. You want to be successful. But I feel like in your fear here is, how will you appear? The Six of Wands is all about appearances, how we appear to others, our image. You know, people may be looking at us because all eyes are watching us, and maybe, you know, we feel a sense of we have to be victorious. We have to show up here, and we're not quite sure. Maybe we don't quite know that we have the right skill or talent to show up, to do what's necessary. Although I feel you want to be victorious here. You want to win. But I feel like this is an ego card, and same with Strength being an ego. So I feel what Spirit's saying is maybe your ego was getting in the way by not stepping into your courage, by attempting to build something here, you know, because sometimes when we don't know, we just don't even put forward energy because we feel we might fail, or we don't know how to contribute. So we don't, out of fear of our ego, or perceiving like we don't know what we're doing. But this might be why there was an ending here. You know, and Spirit is asking you with the Judgment to be courageous, to face fear and say, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to be in denial. I got to get clear and honest. I don't know what I'm doing. I might fear this. I've never worked with someone before. I'm used to being independent. It makes me feel weird here being, you know, being in a dependent state now, having to put energy into something here that I'm not sure what I'm doing here, because it'll leave me in a state of vulnerability, and I don't know how to really, you know, maybe deal with these emotions or the situation here. But I do feel there's a deep sense of love here, but I do feel like maybe you're not quite sure or clear that you have the right tool or the ability to work with another person here when it comes to building something. Let's take a look at this overall energy. We have Scorpio coming out with the Death card in reverse, and now we have the Four of Swords clarifying this Death. The Death is a need for transformation. This is a major arcana, okay? The Judgment, being your overall card here, is also, you know, we could transform after our Judgment, because if we learn lessons, we have to implement the changes that it requires us to do. Cut away all the old, put an end to something here that wasn't working. Although it might be painful, we clear what doesn't work. We clear what's not working at all in order to have a new beginning and transform. This is in reverse. So we might be having a hard time. Again, this is confirming that with the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Death in reverse, letting go of a situation that's over in order for us to transform. Okay, because maybe we might need to face some courage here. Let things transform, let things fall away, let the ending kind of happen. Don't hang on to anything here. Maybe we're hanging on to, you know, a state of mind that we used to hang on to here. Maybe we're hanging on to a thought that we can't show up, we can't be vulnerable in some way. And Spirit's really saying that there's a need here to really reflect with the Four of Swords. When it's upright, we're taking the time off to really review, to reflect, to get honest with our thoughts, to contemplate and reflect in the state of judgment. We're really looking back at a situation that might have left us hurt and taking a period of healing and reflecting. With this in reverse, we might not be reflecting on that so much, or at least not dealing with truths here, because we were seeing the sword of truth in reverse, right? So we might not want to take a look at what's there. We might not be taking that pause because we're not wanting something to end. Maybe we're not wanting something to transform. I felt like pulling one more card here. Yeah, the Ten of Wands in reverse. I feel like Ten of Wands is just a heavy, heavy burden, you know, just a breeze could knock us over here because we just cannot know more. The fact that it's in reverse, I feel like the cannot know more is already broken. I feel the straw that broke the camel's back has already happened. I feel like now is the shift, and you're in this transitionary period where, you know, the heaviness might have been toppled over. Maybe somebody couldn't carry it no more, and so they put an end to something here, and you're still having to deal with an ending here with the Death in reverse that, you know, just it can't no more. It can't bear no more weight, and the heaviness is over, because the Ten of Wands in reverse, that heaviness is over. Now it's time to, you know, pick up the wands, work with someone, discuss what's happened here, but there's no more putting it kind of back together in the same state that it was, because it's collapsed here, or at least, you know, things are changing. So let's take a look at some oracle cards, and then we'll take some advice, and we'll wrap up here because this is a very long reading. Spirit, can we get some oracle cards here just for further clarity, further information that's going to help? Beautiful. Pile number 3. We have the 48 with puppet. This is giving me this whole energy. Maybe you feel controlled in a situation where you're used to being independent, controlling yourself, bringing in your own abundance. And again, in the far future, we were seeing that Six of Swords. You're kind of stuck in that state. You might feel controlled. You might kind of feel like a puppet here, or maybe you're wanting to control an outcome here, which is why you're unable to pull the Death card and the Ten of Swords and allow something here to seize, because maybe you want to control an outcome, or yeah, but puppet is not the greatest, because it's, you know, living maybe a narrative here where we might feel like we're being controlled or trying to control something here. We have the gallery of those who came before us with 24. I'm going to keep that in reverse because that's how it came out. And I'm feeling like, well, intuitively what Spirit is telling me is I think you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. I think you're used to being single, independent here. Maybe working with others makes you feel uncomfortable. Maybe you don't want to lose your independence, but you also don't want something to end here. You don't want to let them move on or allow yourself to see the ships come in, because there's a need for you to invest here with the Seven of Pentacles, put in energy and show up. But there's a side of you who might feel like you have to stack up to somebody here with the gallery of those who came before us. You might have to stack up to be something that you're not with the puppet. Like, am I going to be controlled here? Am I going to have to do something here, and this person is comparing me to, you know, an ex, or to what they're used to, or a society expecting me to show up in a certain way that I don't want to, or I don't know how to, or I'm too fearful to do that, or I just don't want to be a puppet in that situation, although I do want victory. Yeah, there's something here about, you know, being a rebel and not wanting to be compared, or, you know, doing things kind of in that traditional way. So you might feel controlled if you're having to do that. I don't know why I just pulled this deck. I was doing the oracles, but Queen of Swords in reverse. So I feel like there is this energy of this Queen of Pentacles, that Queen of Cups in reverse, a cold energy here with the Queen of Swords. Maybe this energy has laid a boundary, is pretty cold, is cut off from you. I do feel like they'll remove themselves from you. They might have had a cold ending here. I do feel like it was quite cold, because I feel like you weren't expecting it, you know, and you're still getting over it. And this person who might have been very caring, Queen of Cups, very Queen of Pentacles, loving, giving, caring, motherly, is now embracing this heavy boundary, very cold, using cutting words. And yeah, I don't know why I pulled that. Let me pull one more oracle here. Actually, 2 oracles. We'll pull 2 oracles and then we will get some advice. So we have someone soon with 43. So I feel a couple of things here. I feel like if this is over, this person is, you know, being quite cold. They might be mirroring your initial energy with the King of Swords here, because this was a cold energy. I feel like this person is embracing. But for some of you guys, I feel like this person might be a little bit confused, maybe not so clear what they want. So split message here. Some of them are looking to the future to find someone soon, and this is Spirit saying, you know, you can certainly find someone who supports your however it is that you show up here, so you don't feel like you're in a puppet or being compared to someone here. But for those of you guys where there is confusion here, this person might be coming back soon to maybe rectify a situation here. Oh, here it is, with you, but I'm not sure that that is the case for all of you guys. But the someone soon does mean in any state that you're in, there is, you know, an opportunity here for you to love and maybe redo a lesson here where you're getting judgment. As long as you've learned your lesson, you're not going to repeat maybe past actions here. So we have dream travel with 52, and dream travel is kind of like astral projection, where we're kind of maybe even leaving your body at night to go explore. I feel like this is heavy intuition as well. So I feel like listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition, allow yourself to really feel, you know, without your logical mind, because again, I feel like your mind really got involved with this. And I feel like you potentially with this other energy might have this bond through dreams. Maybe you guys are communicating through dreams here. There's something about, you know, this unworldly energy that you're able to experience here when you're either meditating or in your dream that will give you further clarity here. And I am getting a message here for a lot of you guys who are meditating or going through dreams. This someone soon, I think, is your ability to change, allow this death card transform to be someone soon that you're needing to be, wanting to be here to show up. And maybe, you know, there is some transformation here happening soon with you. And maybe you're able to show up in a way that you didn't think you could, or maybe where you felt like, you know, maybe where you felt you would have been controlled. You're now able to kind of embrace some sort of energy here where you're able to be what it is that you need to be in order to, you know, restore things here or make things better for yourself. Guidance for you guys, beautiful pile number 3. We have recovery into grace, exactly that. We're seeing 13 again, which is that death card. Number 13, it's all about transformation. I feel like you are transforming, especially when it comes to your heart space, your emotions, opening your heart, being able to express and be vulnerable with another, maybe how you show up here. Recovery, I do feel like there is a lesson to be learned here with the judgment, needing to learn from it so that we can move forward into grace. And if we are moving towards the horizon here, but within the same relationship, there needs to be some sort of transformation, some sort of recovery, so we don't repeat the same pattern, which is going to bring some grace into the situation. However, if we don't allow ourselves to transform or learn from a situation here, then we might be repeating patterns. So best way is to open our hearts and experience an open heart energy. And, you know, like I said, sometimes being too logical about something doesn't allow us to be vulnerable, doesn't allow us to experience this beautiful emotion. And that is what I'm picking up here for pile number 3. I hope this resonated for you. I know it was a long reading. If it made sense to you, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. Bye.